going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I am Miss Sabrina Soul, and tonight we will be doing our live panel review for Ready to Love Miami Reunion Part 1. And I know we're excited. We're excited. I know I'm excited. I was excited watching it. I had a whole lot of different emotions going on just within that last like 50 minutes. Or what is it, 45 minutes to track the commercials? All I know it was a lot. And tonight I have the amazing, beautiful Sharice and the amazing Mr. Devin joining us from Ready to Love Miami.
Yes,
You guys,
ma'am.
my faithfuls are also
Thank you for
here.
having us.
Thank you for joining us. Amazing.
Absolutely.
So excited to have you here. This is the first time I know you've been on my platform. I know we did do the pre-show interview with Danny Canada on Instagram, and that was like the first time I got to really talk to you. And I was like, wait a minute, Devin, yes, I need to see Devin's face. Yes, we need to see more.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. But you guys know that I'm just going to go ahead and go around the room, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves to you and their socials. And of course, you guys know we're going to do it at the end, just in case you don't catch it at the beginning. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and start with Jamie.
Yes, what's going on, guys? Jamie Alexander. You can find me at Jamie Alexander right here. Please spell my name correctly. On Instagram and YouTube. A lot of content. Some of it's silly, some of it's insightful. Overall, I'm just having a good time. So yeah, can't wait to talk about the reunion.
Me too. Gustavo Victor Carr. You can check me out there on Instagram. I'm there for sure. Not that much actually at all. It's sarcasm. Started this with my BFF right next to me, and we love talking about love and especially this show. So Sabrina, thanks for having us again.
Oh, that was sweet.
Tyrone E. Wilson. Always a pleasure to be on the panel. Tonight we got Devin and Sharice. Thanks again for having me. Sabrina, you can find me at Ty Wilson21 everywhere, all over social media. I was on Ready to Love DC with Sabrina, and I look forward to being on the panel tonight. Let's go.
Let's go. And Devin?
Devin Dugan, Ready to Love season, I think we're 5, Miami. Instagram is DevDuke24. Appreciate y'all having me.
Thanks for being here. Sharice?
I am Sharice Logan, Ready to Love Miami. You can find me at Sharice Logan, Logan Skincare, and Live in Logan.
Yeah. All right. And shout out to all you guys that are joining us in the very, very beginning. Shout out to all 38 of you in the chat and also viewing this live. If you have not hit that thumbs up, I would so greatly appreciate it if you hit the thumbs up. Definitely subscribe to my channel if you have not, and subscribe to my panelist channels as well. And make sure you follow them on their socials. Shout out to my soulmates over here in the chat. What's going on, Nancy Joanne, aka _DLA? Tyrone says, let's go soulmates. Woohoo! Crazy homebody girl, what's going on? And hey, Anissa, thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions, definitely put them in the chats. You know, if I can get to them, I'll go ahead and put your questions up. Sometimes we do discuss them, sometimes we don't. But let's go ahead and get started. My very first question I have is to Devin. You've never been here, so I have to ask you.
Sure. What can I do?
How was your experience on Ready to Love, and would you do it again?
Overall, the experience was positive. You know, I met a lot of great people. Miami's a fun city. A lot of sexy singles out that way. Would I do it again? It would be a toss-up, really. I just felt like, you know, unfortunately for me, I was kind of targeted as like the bad boy a little bit. So I didn't really get the fair chance that I thought of, but it was all love. You know, obviously if I could step aside to have someone else find true love, then that's what I was there for. And I think more than a sexual or, you know, personal relationship, I was just looking to kind of come out and meet people, whether it was a friendship or more. And I felt like a lot of my connections were more so on the friendship side, which I'm extremely grateful for, but obviously wasn't too beneficial in finding love for me, which is all love in itself, though, because it was a great experience.
Absolutely. And I know Sharice has absolutely, if you haven't checked, you need to go back and watch those previous panels that we did. To watch Sharice, definitely, because she is, let me tell you, the first time she was on, I don't know how she's going to be tonight. I hope she's just as amazing as she was last time, because she was bringing it last time. You was bringing it, girl. You was bringing it. So just real quick, let them know how you feel as well. Like, with your experience, just real quick for the ones that missed you last time. And also, would you do it again?
I think it was an overall good experience. I got some experience in, meeting different people or whatever. But would I do it again? I would do it again under different circumstances. Maybe
Yeah.
not as naive.
What, a different guy crew, or what kind of different circumstances? If
I
you
mean,
don't mind
it's
me.
not
No,
as naive or like, really
you trying to place me out?
No, of course
Oh
not.
no, I'm
Like
playing.
I
I'm
wouldn't
playing.
change the fact that we met. Of course, I'm grateful for that. I said that. Like it was a great experience, right?
I feel
I got some experience.
Well, speaking of that,
Devin, you know what I would do different. The same thing you would do different.
you.
uh,
I feel you.
do y'all want to tell us what y'all would
Yeah, I was like, which is
Right.
I mean, we've all been through this process before, like it's just not the easiest thing to do. It's, you just putting yourself out there on television, you're seeing yourself interacting with people and you're having real life situations to happen, and it gets complicated.
Yeah, people really don't realize how, like, you really have to have like a strong mind, emotionally, spiritually. Like, you really have to be
Confident
like,
within yourself, because you're putting
you
yourself
have
out there just
to,
for everyone to view, and
and
it's
to
a lot different
ridicule,
than what people think
judge
about. Yeah,
you.
it definitely is.
Exactly. Exactly. It's not as easy. People be like, I can do that show. I can do that show. People don't understand. After the show, a lot of people had to go seek therapy, like in real life. And I'm not even laughing at it, but it's some real ish for real. Now, speaking of what you guys would do differently, let's go ahead and just jump right into it, because it just kind of makes sense to talk about how we begin with Tommy asking the group how hard it was to put love over less. Then Tommy does ask Devin, what's up with that foot fetish? Devin says that he wasn't the only one and looks at Justice for help. Devin finally admits that he does like feet, and he said that Sharice had nice feet. He has no regrets, and he would absolutely do it again. Sharice mentions that Devin has her feet in his phone, and he also admits that he keeps a collection of feet in his phone as well. Devin then tells us that this is a part of his journey. He is trying to show the world who he really is and that he isn't for everybody, and that's okay. Moving forward, he wants to be who he truly is and looks out for people who care about him. Now,
no.
Amen. That was damn. That was good.
That was great.
Thank
hit that
you.
one
Thank
right
you.
on the head.
Yeah,
dig
I
it.
tried to, because I don't want any defamation. Let everybody know right now, disclaimer,
Hey,
that these are the reviews
I
and
don't
thoughts
look
of
at the
our
chat,
own.
so it's all good.
We are not
I don't read
affiliated.
the YouTube comments. I don't read the IG posts, so it's all good, man. It's always love for everybody.
Yeah. So how did you feel in that very moment? I mean, we might as well just jump right into it. How did you feel in that very moment, Devin, when Tommy kind of put you on the spot? Because you kind of was looking like, not talking about me, is he?
Yeah,
Like, oh,
yeah.
sugar, he talking about me.
Tommy started pretty heavy with the foot fetish. That was kind of the talk of the first episode. Stand by it. I don't regret it one bit. She does have nice feet. I think that was a little bit of my way of kind of flirting in like my weird, awkward kind of sense. So I think it did at least catch Sharice's attention. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I enjoyed it. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Me either. It was really nice.
Yes. I liked your answer too, Devin. You were like, yeah, this is what I like. I'm just keeping it real.
For
This is what I
sure.
got in my phone. This is how I roll. Like,
Yep.
I loved it. I loved their, the straightforwardness and, owning it. Like, that's your
Yeah.
thing. It's all good.
I think for a long time, I think I mentioned a few different a few other interviews that I had that coming from football background, you always try to have like that kind of alpha male, perfect ego. You know what I'm saying? And I think now that I've transitioned past football, it's just more about being yourself and kind of finding what makes you happy. So I think that was kind of what I wanted to embody, was that transition from that football alpha lifestyle to just being truly who you are and being happy in that aspect. And feed is something that turns me on. So I think that I embraced that, and I'm glad that she let me do it without like kicking me in my mouth or something stupid, So it was good. It was good.
Yeah,
I like your
supported
answer.
that.
Ooh, go ahead, Ty.
I said every now and then you got to put a toe in your mouth.
You know
There's
what I'm
nothing wrong
saying?
with
That's,
that.
you know, that was one way telling her I liked her.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all
Edible
probably
feet.
have,
What
right?
can I say? I'm about to put my Cash App on there.
Right? Devin,
Don't
I
be
like
surprised.
Honey, you can put it right in the chat if
Get
you
on
want.
OnlyFans, Devin.
Yeah, no. I'm not an OnlyFans type of guy. I love my mama too much, man. She'll kill me if she did that. She got a big, I got a big Italian mama, and if she got wind of that, she'd really be upset with me. So, while I thought of it, you know, definitely, especially, you know, a little bit more discreet stuff, but for the love of her, I couldn't do it there.
Perfect face for that.
Yeah, so that because y'all know my screenshots are during those times, and that's the face that Samson made when he was like, "Oh, yeah, we talking about the feet and the mouth." And so let me ask you, Devin, because I know that that's you, because I'm the same way. I'm like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I don't care if it's cameras or no cameras, whatever. I'm gonna always be me. I'm gonna always say what I want to say. You can come back and ask me this crap 20 years from now, and I'm gonna give you the same answer, because I don't have to be fugazi. I don't have to be anything but me, and that's just what I am.
All you could be is yourself. Absolutely, I respect
it. And because I'm very clumsy, very goofy, etc. So let me ask you, even though Sharice had nice feet, I just want to seriously ask you, and I know you don't regret anything, but when you look back at it, were you at any point in time like, tag, why I suck her feet? I shouldn't have sucked her feet. Maybe I shouldn't have sucked her feet. I don't know.
I saw something I wanted, I went for it, and that's what life's about. I feel like, you know what I mean? So, you know, I like I said, I knew they were gonna put it on TV for sure, you know. But I also know when to put on the show. You know what I mean? That's kind of my characteristic. So, just like you, like I said, I'm a goofy kind of kid. I like to talk a lot of shit, joke around a bunch. You know what I'm saying? So, while it was playful, it was a little bit sexual. It was kind of my way of kind of getting her attention. And I don't regret it one bit.
Well, you definitely caught her.
How are you? My attention would have been grabbed. I'm like, hello.
Right. Like, let me go ahead and give you my other foot.
There's 9 more. Okay. 9 more are waiting. The other one's gonna get jealous. Let's make everybody happy.
Exactly.
So, Sharice, what about you? Like, how did you feel in that moment? Were you like, did this dude just put my feet in stuff? Or were you like, let me give you the other 9 toes?
No, I wanted to give him the other 9 toes. I think we were having a good time. I think that we understand each other's jokes and we flirt with each other in a fun way. So I liked it.
And that's the biggest thing I can say about Sharice, what she kind of got me as a human. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not on the most romantic level, but just even as a playful kind of, you know, joking around, flirting level, she understood who I was. You know, she understood that I talked a lot of shit. I understood that she was a little bit harsh, you know what I'm saying? So we got each other in that manner, and that made it a lot more, initially, a cool experience, you know what I mean? Because she kind of guided me into that situation that I was allowed to be myself in.
Aww.
And likewise.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you need to calm down. I love you, but calm down, okay? I don't want people mad at you. You need to relax. Don't say that.
Yeah, no, for sure. She
Right.
kept me in check in some things.
We're not mean, so just stop it. Stop it.
Yeah. So I'd have to nudge her a little bit. Like, man, you gotta relax with the harshness. You're pretty brutal sometimes. So it was a cool push pull between us.
So why did you ask Justice? You were like, "Hey, Justice, help me out here." Like, did Justice suck toes and we just didn't see it? Like, I was weird. I was like, why did he ask Justice? What happened?
You know, because we had a conversation backstage before we all came out, and we were going around, and I think somehow it came up with the whole toe sucking thing, and either Justice mentioned something along those lines, or it might have been something even more extravagant that he was into, and I was like, you know, maybe he kind of supports what I like, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to be the only kind of freak on the stage sucking toes, so I kind of hoping that he would say something and kind of bail me out, but he played the nice guy, so it was just me kind of being the nasty boy on stage.
Yeah. Understood. Because I think that, as a matter of fact, Mandy in the chat says, yeah, they really didn't give Devin a chance. He's fun, LOL.
Appreciate
Because
you, Mandy.
honestly, I felt that too, because I was like, wow, I was really, really surprised. I don't remember. Go ahead, Sharice, because I don't want you to forget.
Devin left the show so gracefully. Like, he's so
Yeah.
positive. We kept in contact. He said to me, like, listen, tell everyone I said bye, you know, give them my love, you know, tell everyone I wish them well. He's like, keep in contact. I wish you the best. Let's stay in contact throughout this process. I'll be here for you, you know. See you at the end of it. And I just felt like he left so gracefully. Like, the whole thing he took so positively and gracefully, Devin.
For sure.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing I can say about that was, you know, a lot of my life I've been a very selfish kid, you know what I mean? Because of the football and kind of having that ego and whatnot. It was always about Devin. But, you know, during this whole process, you know, the biggest thing that I wanted to prove was something different. And I think by saying that I'm willing to sacrifice myself in order for them to find love, that was all cool for me, you know. Now, when I came back to the reunion and I saw what kind of transpired, I was like, damn, you guys really made a mess of things. But you know, like I should have been more. I should have been more. I did, because goddamn, like. But that's my whole mindset was going into things, was like, you know, if I'm not for the people around here, that's cool. But I hope they do find love, because it's a good thing to have.
All right. Okay. Everyone's already making comments, so I gotta say something. So Devin, you were my crush for this season. So the whole time I was like, when you got kicked off so fast, I was pissed, because I was looking forward to like watching you this whole season.
Yeah. I'm not a fast starter with the flirtation, man. I'm a little bit shy and awkward. You know what I'm saying? So Sharice kind of caught on to that, but it was like I couldn't only be myself, like I said before, and it was a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is.
I'm the same way, so I get it. If I were to go on a show like this, I probably would be kicked off too, because I'm just really bad at the whole flirting and all that stuff. I get awkward.
I get sweaty and nervous, you know.
Sweat,
back and boob sweat and shit like that.
But question, because you you know, you did get kicked off so quick, and you got to the reunion, and you were like, "Wow, hello, this all transpired."
Sure.
How would it have been a little different if you had got to the end? Like, how would you have gone through the process of that? Like, what would it look like for you? What would we have seen of Devin?
So, like, when I thought about a reunion, I thought about a family reunion, like everyone getting back together to kind of reunite.
Well,
you know what I'm
my
saying?
family reunions are like that, though, like we watch on the show.
I came into like a war zone essentially, and I was like, "Damn, man! I thought you guys were like nicer. I thought you guys were a little bit nicer than this. Like, this is some bad energy you guys have." I just felt like I would have at least brought a little bit more sunshine to the group, you know, made a little bit more laughter happen, because it was a point where it was okay, but then at the point where, I mean, I don't know if I can disclose this, but I actually left early from the reunion because it was like way too much negativity for me. And I mean, I'm big into energy nowadays, and I was just like, this shit's too much, you know? And Sharice called me a bunch of times, and I tried to tell her, I was like, it's nothing against you guys. It's just, I don't want to be around all that kind of nonsense the whole time. I was going back into the reunion thinking, you know, everyone had like, you know, good times, some love, you know, obviously there's going to be drama. It's reality TV, but to the extent they took it, and that kept going and going and going. And I was like, I got to get out of here. So my biggest thing, if I would have stayed on the show, would have been try to keep it a little bit more lighter, you know, a little bit more joking around. I had some like good times, positive energy, but you know, I get it's built around drama, but to that extent, I just felt kind of bad for everyone who was involved with it.
That's probably why you went home early. Because
probably
it wasn't meant for you.
Yeah, for sure.
They don't want good vibes on TV, this kind of TV
show. Yeah. And I get that, because again, maybe that's why I did good in my last other shows, because I was a little bit more spicy. But you know, that was something that it's a big goal of mine now, is peace, you know what I mean? And just like being happiness. So maybe I didn't fit the mold.
That's awesome. That's great that you stayed true to yourself, and you didn't want to repeat the pattern of just entertainment. You wanted to show up as who you are, which is in peace, and that's admirable and that's amazing.
I appreciate that.
Sharice, you got this grin on your face. What are you thinking over there?
I'm just proud of Devin. I love the way he speaks, and he knows who he is, and he's true to who he is, and that's why I connected with him. I love Devin. He definitely left too soon, but
Yeah. Now don't get me wrong. Like I was a terror when I was younger in my 20s and stuff. You know, like, but I learned a lot from that. You know, I did. I really did. You know, played some time professional football. I've done other reality TV shows. So, you know, it took a long time for me to kind of be this person in my life, you know, and kind of have this peace and kind of have this kind of growth and positive mindset, because there was a lot of negativity before that, especially with the fact that I didn't make it as far as I wanted to in football. So I had a lot of animosity and negativity, and I always, you know, was mad at other people for having success. But I always realized if I had that mindset, that was only going to keep me down. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when I left, I was really, really hoping that they would do some good stuff, you know, and unfortunately, but it's all love. You know, hopefully everyone learned from it. And I look forward to the next time we connect. Hopefully it's in a positive manner then.
I love it. I love
Or
it.
if not, I'm gonna have to leave again because I can't do it. That was a lot.
I mean,
That
look at
was a
that.
lot.
That's
I wonder if they're gonna show that next week.
Right.
Yeah, I was drinking a lot of champagne too, and I was like, this isn't even like helping me out. You
even
guys are
with all
still
that.
killing my vibe.
That's what
Even
it's
with all my
saying.
champagne, I probably killed like 2 bottles of champagne. I was like, I gotta get out of here.
Devin, I know you touched on it a little bit, but what did you learn about yourself from the process?
That I am growing, that I am being a better person. You know what I mean? Like, again, I was a shitty person before. Like, don't get it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I always cared about myself more than others. I grew up an only child. You know what I mean? And I grew up in project housing. And then when I was about, you know, 12 years old, my folks took me from project housing to more of the suburbs. And I was that token black kid for a while and played football. And then, you know, a lot of that came with having a big ego and a lot of selfishness, because it was always about Devin, you know, and a lot of my relationships, especially, you know, I was always cheating. I was always disloyal because it was always about my feelings, not theirs, and dragged a lot of girls along and stuff. And it was tough, you know. And then even with my child, you know, I mean, that's a situation where it started to make me adapt to thinking about other people outside of myself. And that's a tough situation because I feel like, you know, I do believe in a little bit of karma, and I do have a terrible counterpart, you know, but I'm not going to sit here and bash her because that just makes it negative. You know what I'm saying? So I think just the biggest thing is just keeping positive and believing in yourself and believing that things are going to be better than what they are today. And, you know, like my biggest quote to everybody is, you know, the best yet to come, because you got to have that mindset to keep believing in that the days are. And I feel like that's why people tend to commit suicide, because they lose hope. You know what I mean? Hope's what drives people forward. Hope's what like makes you go on for the day. And if you don't believe that the days to come are going to be better, then you're going to lose hope.
What
So,
brought you to this
you know, all
place of
that.
Right.
That piece of being in hell. You know what I'm saying? That piece of I drove so many people away from me that were good people. You know what I mean? Like, always shitted on people. And I realized sometimes, even talking to my mom's my favorite person in the world, you know what I'm saying? But I was always so irritable and annoyed that I wasn't like happy or content. And I mean, I think a big part was also losing my ex-girlfriend, Sarah. You know, Sarah was a good girl for me, man. She really was. She was my ideal of perfection. And, you know, Sarah put up with a lot of my bullshit, way more than what she should have. And when she left, I knew she left because she had to, not because she wanted to, because she had to respect herself in some aspects. And that hurt me because, you know, she was really a good person to me and really like my best friend. And starting to learn more that, you know, people aren't always going to deal with my shit too much. You know, like, you know, I'm getting older now. I'm getting a little bit older now. You know, I got to stop this nonsense and pushing good people away. And it really started with the whole yoga and meditation stuff. And that really, really helped me kind of be more peaceful and be more relaxed and be more kind. And I guess be more appreciative of the good people around me. And that's where I take it is, you know, back then Devin wanted to impress the world, but he didn't care about the people who were close to him. You know what I'm saying? So I pushed everyone away because I was trying to always impress the world so much. But now it's like, I'd rather have a small circle of people that I really love and care and do the world for them. And then everybody else is just, it is what it is.
I love hearing all this. I'm here
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, man, it's
Like,
cool.
I
It's a
love
cool
it.
journey. It's a cool journey.
I
Because
love
we're
it.
all about
The
positive
evolution.
vibes,
Yeah.
Hey.
yeah,
Both
and
of
growth.
us got it going on.
Absolutely.
That's why me, Sabrina, and Jamie all connected in the first place, I think, is because we partook in that journey of peace too. That's what I think drew us to each other. Well, Jamie and I have known each other since we were in high school, but Sabrina as well. So we're all about that vibe. It's
Awesome.
great that you're able to recognize that and not end up dead or alone, and all the other things that can be an outcome of the negligence of taking care of yourself and people you love.
Right. And
Absolutely.
I'm all about
Yeah, I'm happy for you. Like,
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So so folks are wondering, how come you and Charisse aren't dating or haven't tried to date, or have you guys tried to date? Are you guys dating now?
We've had some conversations, you know, and
Look at
I
Charisse
mean,
blushing.
we've had some conversations to reconnect and go on a few dates or whatnot. Unfortunately, I opened up a business back here in Tampa, so a lot of my time is spent up here in Tampa now. And it's a heavy workload, you know what I'm saying? So I do got a lot on my plate until I get it up and running the way I want to. But definitely next time that I'm down in Miami, you know, if she's up for it, I'd love to, you know, grab dinner and catch up, whether that's as friends or something more. If she's open to it, you know, that's on her plate.
I love that.
So
Yeah.
Charisse, are you open to it?
Of course, he knows that.
So where do you live now, Devin? You're not in Florida anymore?
Oh no, I'm in Tampa. I'm in Tampa. So I was splitting time between Miami and Tampa. I have some Airbnb properties down in Miami, so I was down there for a good portion of time. But I recently opened up a solar company up in Tampa. And again, just kind of a heavy workload trying to get that started with a little bit of a crew, but it's going very well. And I'm hoping back in beginning of next year I can start traveling, you know, the way I used to and make my way down south for a little bit of time.
Cool. Well, if you guys decide that, you know, you want to go ahead and get together and y'all like solidify this relationship, I would love to have you on the Missing Link so you can talk about finding love in each other on a reality TV show. I think it'd be great.
We'll take some pictures for sure. And, you know, always keep an open heart, open mind. You never know what's going to happen.
You never
keep
know.
that in mind.
Amen.
Thank you, Sabrina.
You're more than
Cute.
welcome. Okay. Does anybody have anything else to say about the scene, the very first scene with Tommy and Devin? All right. Moving forward, godly Lord have mercy, Jesus. It's a lot of notes.
Call on him, okay?
Honey, this reunion, like my notes are crazy. Like my hands might. Okay, let me go. It was so hard. Tommy looks at Jamala and Randall's journey. Tommy says that they have had their ups, they have had their downs. Tommy asks, what is their current status? And Jamala says that they're still working through it. Tommy asks, well, what happened after the camera stopped rolling? Randall says that it's been a road, you know, with really big ups and downs. Tommy asks, where are they now? Randall said that they're working through things. Jamala says that this process is ready to love, not ready to put a ring on it, and that they good. Tommy says that is it safe to say that they are both dating other people? And Randall says, sure, yeah. Jamala says that they are not dating exclusively anymore from what she hears. When Randall says that he and Jamala's chemistry were magnetic, Kayla seems to not agree by looking up at the sky. Randall states that they have now hit turbulence and the spark is still there. Now, how did you guys feel about the whole Jamala and Randall's journey and from what they told us on screen? All I'm going to say is Randall was here and Jamala was way over here. And it was literally, I understand, like they're going through turbulence and that they still, the spark is still there. I couldn't see any of it, like not even like a small spark. And I was just like, oh my God. And it was just, I mean, it was clear that something is going on, and it's clear that something more is going on, I feel like, than we know, because for Kayla to respond the way that she did with like the eye movements and the eye rolling, I was like, so maybe Randall over here talking to her and Kayla like, yeah, I wish I could tell the real story. That's just what I'm getting. I just feel like it's so much, it's just a love triangle going on. And I really would love to talk to Kayla like, girl, what's going on?
Mhm.
So what are y'all thinking about this?
I don't know about the Kayla situation. She came on here and she just did a bad job putting out fires. So when I see those faces that she's making, it seems to be in alignment like with the mentality and perspective she has. It doesn't make me think that they actually have like a strong relationship or something else is going on. I just think she's just in this, I don't want to call her delusional, but she's in her own world, if that makes sense. And one thing I have to point out that really bugged me, because look, to each their own, everybody loves in their ways, right? And you find that person that's going to love you for the way that you are. But the way that in that flashback of the episodes, when she looked at him and was like, so do you have feelings for me? Are you falling in love with me? Whenever she said that, I'm like, I would never, ever ask a man that. I would expect the man that I'm seeing to be like, hey, I'm falling for you. I'm having feelings for you. Like, and I think if when I was her age, I would have done the same thing. And that never leaves you down the right path, because you never want to try to persuade or put thoughts into a man's head that are gonna give him the, I don't want to say power, but the ability to then influence the road forward, as opposed to letting him plant those seeds himself and come to terms with how he's feeling and express it. When you try to bring something out of somebody, you can't tell if it's authentic or not. And when you can't tell if it's authentic or not, where's the stability? Where's the foundation for a relationship that could ensue after this? So once I saw that, I was like, no wonder they're still sitting far apart, because it doesn't feel like they're built on concrete. It feels like they're built on something a little less stable.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, Gus. It's so, I don't know if there's any Libras in the chat, but my Libra girls be loving like that. They just be like a little bit delusional about like, trying to play up on traits of this guy and force something. I like Jamala too. She came on the show. I thought she was cool, but the way she's trying to force it, it's just a classic case. Yep. And I just hate to see her put herself through it. But I also know that, I don't know how old she is, but I think she's younger than me. And I think we all go through that, where we try to put a square peg in a round hole and learn the hard way our value, our worth, and ability to place boundaries and practice self-love in a way that doesn't have us. Look at this man. Randall is cool as a fan. He is going to say whatever he needs to say to just smooth it over in the moment. And he's really not checking for anybody. I haven't seen any courtship from him since the show started. So it's just like, how are you in strong like with a man that doesn't even show up in a particular way? They might have had fun and kicked it, but I'm talking about show up. Yeah.
That's 30-year-old love though.
Facts. Yeah.
I don't want to say it was predictable, but after that last date with Tranika, you know what I mean? And what's crazy is that all three of them were on the panel at one time.
Yep.
And when you hear their side of the story, like everything makes sense. But when you're watching it, in real time, I kept waiting for him. Like you said, I kept waiting for him to actually court someone. And it just never really happened. And it looked like, the process was just really, really getting to him, and him being a nice guy and not, trying to hurt anybody's feelings when, eventually you may have to hurt someone's feelings, depending on how long you go in the process. My notes, right? It was like Kayla was the star of the show for Jamal and Randall's segment.
Totally.
Right? I got 4 bullet points that mentioned Kayla. And I was like, the producers are being messy because they show Kayla's face during Randall and Jamala's kiss, right? Kayla didn't cheer. She didn't celebrate their union when they, at the end when they showed them all together. Almost everybody on stage clapped, but Kayla. You know what I mean? So that's what my notice. I got another note that says Kayla is salty.
Why would she clap?
Huh?
Why would Kayla clap?
Right.
I don't think it's notable that she didn't clap. I didn't think she should clap.
So I think like in the end, in the end, right? Even if you didn't get the person,
Uh-huh.
you should still want a couple that chose each other to be happy,
Be at peace.
right?
She didn't want that.
But she didn't want that with so many people. So it's kind of like I expected that from her. Like I didn't expect her to clap. She
Right.
doesn't have that energy or that mentality for people to succeed. She's, as Ty would say, she's for the shits. She's really focused on herself, and it was really evident this whole reunion. And I hear what you're saying, Charisse. Like, why clap for somebody else's success? But at this point, like, can't we just be happy for people?
I mean, I see what you're saying. I agree, but I mean, those were her other connections. So maybe she was not disconnected from it or willing to accept it yet.
Understood.
Okay,
100%.
understandable.
Remember, we're
Understandable.
all watching the reunion together at the same time,
Yeah.
and we don't know what we're gonna see.
You know what I'm judging it off of, Charisse, is that when she came on, she was still for the shits. Like she wasn't truthful about the way she was feeling with Randall and Mike and the whole situation. She was still kind of, it was just, she was caught in many of unfortunate situations by the words that she told us and then what ensued on the show afterward. So maybe
Mhm.
that taste in my mouth is still there from that. And you're right, it is really close from them to the reunion that she was in that space still, but she's still in it today, which is I think why I still feel the way I feel. Do you know what I mean?
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gus just said everything I was going to say, but better. But yeah, I think the only other note that I got was like I said, "What up with Kayla? She looked like she don't want to hear this ish."
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my notes, and it was like something was going on that it seemed like other castmates knew, and then it also seemed like Tommy caught on to something as well because he even mentioned it. He was like, something's going on that y'all not telling me, And then like I think we're gonna get to it, but Katie even pointed it out to Randall at one point, but I think we'll get to that point at some point. Yeah.
It hurts. When I watch that hurts because I've been in her shoes before. I've been with someone who didn't choose to court me and didn't want me, but I wanted them and I thought there was potential and he could be what I need him to be and all those things. That shit hurts.
Yeah.
So I'm giving grace to Kayla in that sense. And like, I get that she's still hurt, but like she's still hurt today and still kind of wrapping around that kind of thing. But like, when you show me that picture, I'm like, oh, like, yes, we do. But do we have to go through this heartbreak all the time?
Yeah.
like, it sucks,
And I'll say it again because I said it last week. We haven't seen part 2 yet, but I said I'm hoping Kayla's competitive spirit and her willingness to not lose gets in between something that could be good between maybe Randall and Jamala, knowing that Randall wouldn't be able to say no.
It's getting in her own way still from what I witnessed when she was on the panel. It's still getting in her own way. So
we'll see. We'll see part 2. It feels like, man, it's leaning that way, man. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like too, she maybe could have had just a little bit more vulnerability. And I know vulnerability is tough, but I think even Randall was saying like, she's a softie. But I think watching her, I understand where she's coming from, staying on that fence of not showing too much and like, let him do what he's going to do. If that's what he's going to pick, I'm not going to say anything, but I think it's okay to balance it out with a little bit of like, that hurt. We talked last night for a few hours and I was getting this vibe from you. And I'm a little hurt seeing this, or I'm feeling some kind of way, or just something that kind of indicates she's a little bit leaned in. She don't have to go ham like Jamala or whoever, but just a little bit to know like the blood is warm. You know what I mean? Like
that's probably what's holding her back is that she's not open. So it's so easy to be passive when it comes to this, right? Be like, well, if he's going, trust me, I've been there. I always say this. If I have a strong opinion, it's because I've lived it myself 99% of the time. So it comes from a place of understanding for my own journey. Not saying her journey is mine, but like I can see why I did that. I was like, well, they're going to do what they're going to do. That got me nowhere because then it didn't show the man that I was present and there and here for it and willing to be. because I let my fears and my hurt and my pain from the past live in my present moment, and it shouldn't be existing. But then my present moment kept turning out like the past because I was still holding on to baggage when it could have been let go and flew out of the plane by now into another atmosphere and dimension. And I think that's holding her back by not really just opening up. It's her safe place. It's where she's keeping herself protected. You can only do that for so long, and what we forget is that might have served you 7, 5, 3, 4, 2 months, years from then. But you have to be aware of the present moment, and if that's going to shift you into getting what you want, or it's going to continue to hold you back.
Do you guys feel like that Jamala and Randall, do y'all feel like it was genuine?
I'm on the fence.
I think it was like a 5 out of 10.
Yes, there you go.
You know what I mean? It was like
It's a really
he was there to flirt and be cool, but I mean, I hate relating everything to the signs, but I just see such a repetitive behavior in some of the Libra women that I know, and they exacerbate this thing that's not there, and not all the time, you grow out of it, but I'm just looking like I'm seeing her like light up and blush and all this, and he's just like, yeah, sure, man.
Yeah.
So it's just I can only give it half because that's all I'm seeing. I'm not feeling anything, but it's cute, it's fun, it's whatever. But
question: what sign are our guests though? We know everybody else's sign. Since we bring that up so much, what sign are you guys?
Leo.
I was born January 7th.
So,
no wonder I loved you. You're a Capricorn.
yeah,
Leo, and I loved it. I love it. I grew to love you this season. I didn't like you at first, but it's probably because we're too much alike. But I grew to love you, and that makes sense that you're Leo. That's awesome. I love that.
I'm a Leo too.
No wonder, Sabrina.
I'm a Leo too. I sure am.
Each other.
Yeah. Golly, what was I getting ready to say? Does anyone have anything else to say about Jamala's and Randall's journey?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I feel like they genuinely liked each other, but I also feel like Randall was allowing himself to genuinely like other people instead of shutting it off.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of got him in trouble.
I'm
just
not
the whole.
sure.
Huh?
You don't think she was? I feel like he was persuaded to like her at this point. You hear what I mean by that? I feel like because she came in strong and told him what he should be doing and what she wanted him to do, he thought, yay. And I'm kind of seeing him be like, maybe I should listen to my own voice, but still be so like teetering on the fence. I don't know. I can't figure it out.
Yeah, I kind of get what you're saying because he kept mentioning the fact that he's invested.
Correct.
In Jamala. So maybe he may have felt like that's that's a lot of pressure to, to end it at this point, So I can definitely see what you're saying.
What's your definition of making an investment in somebody?
That part.
I mean, it could be time. It could be the physical. It could be the emotional. It could be, a lot of the conversations that they're having.
I think it was because they smashed. That's what I think. I feel like that's what the investment was. I feel like they smashed because they was kissing on camera. Like they looked like they was together, like off camera, they was hooking up. I'm just saying. I ain't saying I'm right. All I'm saying is that's
I don't think you're wrong.
And I don't think you're wrong
either. I don't think you're wrong either.
The investment he's been smashing. They've been together. So he so she looking like you better be because
you're mine.
100%.
I mean, I was saying the physical. 100%. I guess I need another drink to get to.
well pour yourself some, sir.
I keep it gangster.
Yeah.
But that's what I feel like the investment was. I feel like that Randall didn't realize how serious the severity of this whole process was. I feel like he saw what he liked. He was physically attracted to her. She was like, what you doing? You gonna come over tonight? And he was like, all right. One thing led to another. They smashed. And then the next day she was like, and you better pick me.
So we're together, right? You like
Oh,
me, right?
shoot.
Are you falling in love
100%.
like I am falling in love?
She
Like,
put the handcuff on. She was like, "It's locked, and I have the key. Let's go."
right.
Yeah. And and I love Jamal and I love Randall. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what but that's just what I think. That's just me watching it happen. That's where I
100%.
feel like the investment came from. I feel like he didn't smash the other women. And that's why it was so much like this. And he like, Dad, like I feel like I gotta have some kind of loyalties to her that she didn't gave me the, you know what I'm saying, the hoo-ha. And then Kayla like, but you really like me. And he like, I really do like you, but I ain't give me no hoo-ha. So I gotta, so that's just how I feel.
You all didn't think that he liked Shanika, right? You all thought that was like you didn't like. That's what we all talked about on the thing.
In the beginning, I thought he did.
I didn't feel like he did. I felt like she was another vote.
Because when they went on that little when they went on their little rainbow mermaid getaway, right?
The helicopter
rainbow getaway. I don't know. You guys kept saying like the way he was looking at her was like uninvested and kind of like dead-eyed. And maybe this is why I'm single, but I saw something different. I saw like curiosity. I saw questions of like, what am I doing? Is this right? And then just to parlay into this, which is sorry, Sabrina, to the preview for the next thing, she has a lot to say still. So I'm wondering, like, was there more than we going on that we know? And is there still possibly?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like the way that they was like, yeah, we ain't really messing with each other like that no more. I feel like the process over now. He like, dang, I'm tired of acting like I like this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what I feel. And then he like, yeah, so how am I gonna like let her know, like like, dang, but maybe I should wait till after the reunion. I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. That's just the vibe that I get. I'm sorry, Randall and Jamal, if you watch this back, but that's just that's just
I don't even think Randall would be mad. He's been on here like,
Yeah, I know.
Standing behind everything that he does, which is
Randall's
great.
Cat, man.
But I try not to go too much into that, because y'all know, like, it's other stuff that we know too, and the stuff that I watch seeing on the blogs and the stuff, but I don't want to integrate. Like Tyrone says, he doesn't want to be swayed. That's why he don't look at that stuff, because he don't want to feel like, dang, like, I know this now, I know that now. How can I really review it, like, like genuine and raw, without like the distraction of knowing what the blogs say and stuff like that. So anyway, how did Sharice and Devin, how did you guys feel about Jamala and Randall's, how they pretty much was like, yeah, we seeing other people, like, it is what it is. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, the spark was there, you know what I'm saying? We get maintenance now. Like, we just don't know no more. I just don't know what's going on.
I mean, I can't speak too much insight in regards to the whole relationship because I wasn't around, that long. But, one thing that I'll take away from it was that I felt like Randall was one of the most coolest of the bunch that I met. You know what I'm saying? With the guys and whatnot. And he's a real down-to-earth dude, really cool to kick it with. So I got a lot of respect for that man. And I felt like if his heart wasn't into it, then it probably showed on camera, but he was just being genuine. And he's one of the few guys that I do really fuck with. So that's all I can really say about him. I don't know too much about Jamala. She was a very cool lady as well. But Randall's my dude. So I think that, like, whatever his heart was into, he probably expressed it.
But knowing he's your dude and knowing him as well as you do, like, who do you think would be good for him, or which way do you think he should have leaned? Or
I mean, I think Jamala's like, she's spicy. I like her. I think she's a cool girl. I can kind of relate to what you're saying in regards to Kayla. A little bit being a little bit of a troublemaker. But again, from my experience with all the females, I feel like everyone was very genuine, very nice. So I mean, I'd say I'd pick Jamal if I was him. But again, everyone he picks or whatever he does, I support it because he's always been good people to me.
Nice. You almost dance around it, but then you give me an answer, so thank you.
Yeah.
What about
teeter-totter?
It's that peaceful mind state. I get it. Trust me.
Yeah, man, yeah.
What about you, Sharice? Did you feel
I always supported Jamala and Randall's connection. I feel like Jamala, when we were in the lounge, she always expressed her feelings for Randall. It was very clear. And yeah, they did. They took off kind of like the story you just told, Sabrina. They took off really fast.
Yeah.
So Randall's a really cool guy. Like I talk to Randall all the time, and yeah, I support whatever they do.
Yeah. Did it seem like, because we know that editing can chop, excuse me, and screw stuff up. So that energy that we saw on camera with Jamala and Randall, where they were like over here, and they like really, to us, it looked like they just really weren't feeling each other. Was that the vibe that you got? Like it really is Trouble in Paradise, or maybe
it was definitely Trouble in Paradise.
At the reunion, we're talking about.
I mean, everyone admits.
Oh yeah, they were definitely.
It was definitely. I was like trying to be there for Randall. It was a mess.
Yeah. But it's like he mentioned that, and that he's seeing other people, and I'm just trying to figure out if he's so invested, like how is he really getting to know her on the level that is required to actually a relationship to ensue if his energy is like scattered.
Well, I don't think that
Randall's very easygoing. Like I don't know if
it didn't have anything to do with Kayla or Trinika's connection. It had something to do with what Randall and Jamala were going through, from my understanding. From Randall's standpoint, it was about him and Jamala and him and each, person individually. So with him and Jamala not being on the same page, it was because they were going through something.
But it was said that he's seeing other people, right?
Yeah. And I wasn't.
They did say that, right?
Yeah, he's seeing.
Okay.
And she agreed with it, right? Like they were on stage, right?
Yeah, she said from what I hear, not from what I know.
Correct.
No, and then she corrected herself. She says from what I know. She said from what I know, didn't
I don't know.
No, she said from what I hear, not from what I know.
Right, that they're dating other people.
Oh, I thought she said from what I should have said from what I know was what I thought she said. So I heard that all wrong. I watched it twice.
She said from what I heard. She kind of caught herself, and it was like
Randall explained that.
Yeah, I supported them in the beginning until I saw how frustrating Randall was getting, and I just didn't know how healthy the relationship was going to be.
That part.
Yeah, I mean, he was saying it took a turn, at the mansion, and then during the reunion, they weren't even talking. But now he got to sit on this couch and explain the situation with someone that he was on a show with when they're not even talking right now. So, I can understand it being kind of awkward for him, and they still kind of kept it respectful, because even like Randall's answers was like, sure.
To all the ladies,
yeah. Because he was just like, sure, if that's that's what you want to say, sure.
You very nonchalant.
I mean, never lost his cool.
Yeah, I like I said, I got a lot of respect for Randall, man.
Yeah.
Does anybody have anything else to say with Jamala and Randall's journey?
No, but somebody said Swayze posted something immediately after that segment. Did we ever get that?
Yes. Devin said it, actually. Yeah, Devin said it.
What did he post?
What's up?
Because you was like, Swayze. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Devin said Swayze had just posted something. But I don't know if we figured out what it was. I don't know. They made it a point to put it in the in the show. So
right. What does it mean?
What, during the reunion?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Devin. Like right after that segment, they cut away to Devin. It was like Devin said, Swayze just posted something.
Yeah.
And everybody chuckled, but they never said what it was.
Yeah.
Me and Swayze talk a lot of shit, so I don't know. I kind of forget, but
all right. But he was posting during the taping of the reunion.
Yeah, we all had our phones back there for a little bit.
Yeah.
So
y'all were pretty bold this season.
Yeah, he's been posting with
Mhm.
I'm blanking right now. This whole time about them being together. So like he never
Yeah,
followed
for
this.
sure. That was a concern for me because I feel like the whole point of the show is kind of be exclusive and not give the end away. And the whole time, him and Caden were like all, and I was like, damn, 'cause that's how I find out really. And
Guess the
I
end
felt like
and
that
the
was kind of, you know,
Fresh.
kind of hot waters, but no one really said anything.
contract didn't matter, I guess, to them, or maybe they had a clause in there that excluded them from it. I don't know.
Yeah.
That part.
Maybe they just know Katie and don't give a.
Yeah.
But that was, I'm leaving this reunion.
Honey, she
Yeah.
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 created so much stuff. I can't wait to get into my notes, honey. But
Yeah, that was one of the
can't
biggest
wait
things that
to.
bothered me. Yeah, because she was very adamant about, I guess,
stirring.
Randall not being a man, like when he was out there with the three ladies, and I just felt like that was a little bit disrespectful. And again, I have the utmost respect for Swayze and Katie, and beyond by all means, but just her continue to voice that Randall's not a man from choosing. It's like I just feel like Randall was a little like shy, innocent, like I don't know, man. So I just felt that was one of the things that kind of upset me backstage was her kind of coming down on Randall so hard, because it's like it really wasn't her place to say so, and
Yeah, and he too, obviously.
yeah. So,
Mm.
but yeah,
It's that forcing again, though. It's that trying to force somebody to be something you want them to be, or having expectations, and those expectations are leading to your outcome. And
Right.
that doesn't ever lead anybody to a good place. And honestly, you think it's benefiting you, it actually hurts you more in the end. And you learn that when you get older. But when you're a supple 30,
Not supple. Shut up, guys.
Okay. So, anybody have anything else to say about Jamala and Randall's journey?
And Kayla,
And
because it was definitely three.
right, exactly. All right. So the very next scene, and just to let you guys know, after I read my notes, I will go and play the clip, the audio version, so we can listen. Next scene, Tommy says that Cherie showed up like the show was called Ready to Rumble, not Ready to Love. Cherie says that she speaks from her heart and sometimes she is direct and she is learning. Tommy asks the people on stage, did anyone get offended by anything Cherie says? And Dominica said that she did, and the stage name comment did offend her. Swayze and Zoe responds to what Cherie said about how Dominica was acting at the party, defending Dominica, and insert clip. And don't worry, I'm not gonna go.
Yeah.
All right. So, and just to let you know, I'm only gonna play 1732 to 1907. So, FYI, I'm not gonna get into all the other nonsense that's after that. So, because it's just a bit much. Oh, sugar. I'm sorry, guys. Can you hear me? Am I on mute?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, because there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
My computer locked up and it.
If it don't, I was gonna say if it locks up, I took some good notes.
Because Sharice's scene was a lot. I was like, oh
Yeah.
heck no! I was like, I ain't reading. I'm not typing all that.
I took notes for the first 4 segments, but everything after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I was round for round at the reunion, round for round.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, I would just say like one of the things that I always look for. Are you gonna play it?
Can y'all not hear it?
No.
You can't hear it?
No.
Okay, give me a second. I'm like, because it's
All right.
playing. I'm like, why are they still talking? Hold on.
Yeah, I
Right, here
think.
we go.
I don't know why she felt offended again. I guess she just wanted to say she was offended on television because I did apologize several times, and I apologize again if anybody hears it. Tell Dominique I'm sorry again. And to all the people that I offended, I'm sorry again. Jeez.
Oh, how did I do it last time? No, I don't want y'all to see me. Hold on, because I have to do it a way where it doesn't Be patient, guys. I'm sorry, I've never done this before.
Did you guys hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah,
got your
heard
apology,
you.
girl.
Word
I
you.
took it as like I was the ghetto
Can
girl
y'all
and
hear it?
everybody was loud and I was drinking. So it's okay for others to be drinking and say things, but it wasn't okay for me to be drinking and be loud. It's a double standard.
I don't think she was loud. It's a pool party. Right. But you supposed to be whispering when you ain't studying.
I mean, ultimately, if that's who Dominique is, why should she, transform or change? Like, think that she is displaying her personality, and if we don't understand her personality,
That's
then
on us.
that's on us.
And likewise, if you don't understand my personality, that's on you too.
Really, your personality is fake as.
No, stop. What you say about me, it really doesn't matter. I hope you know that.
Listen, you just fake as. Let's keep it real.
Whatever.
You are.
That's fine. That's laughable.
You reached out to me. You text me. Did I text you back? Hell no.
When she texts you, so?
When I left the show, she texts me, "How are you doing?" Why am I going to text you?
Because I'm not ignorant you.
I don't rock with you.
Right.
She's fake as. I keep it 100, and that's what I'm going to do.
That's laughable.
You are laughable.
Jab.
I knew this was
Jab.
going I knew this was going to go like this. Pass the popcorn.
Zoe came in hot.
I'm not a perfect person. There's things I need to improve. But some things is just who I am.
Like fake as.
Excuse me.
Exactly.
All right, Zoe. Hang on, Zoe. Zoe, give me a minute. Hang on. Cerise, have you said anything to Miss Dominica?
Absolutely. I phone called her right away. I think she has a beautiful personality. She has a gorgeous body. And so I did apologize to her on the phone, and I'll apologize now.
All right. So that was a lot to type. So I figured
I'm sorry you had to watch that again, Cerise. Ooh, listen to that again.
I think you held your own, though. I mean,
yeah, you did. Yeah. And the way that you carried yourself when all that was going on, I was so frustrated with Zoe and how he acted, and then how he blew up at you like that. But as soon as Swayze stood up and was about to take his jacket off, he wanted to run. I know we're not there yet, but then for them to not say anything to Zoe, like, yo, like, you can't be talking to no female like that. Like, it was like no one checked
Nobody
him.
said anything. Yep.
No one said anything. The disrespect.
Yep.
But as soon as Mike and Dominica was talking, and they weren't cussing each other out, she was just heated about, Mike and the strawberries and how he wasn't whatever. And everybody was like, tone it down, respect. And I was like, what? But you couldn't say that to Zoe with Sharice's situation? Like, I don't know. It was just very disheartening. It was disturbing. It made me feel some type of way. I know, like, they're going for the ratings. I get it. But I feel like, what the freak are you guys trying to portray? Like, it's people looking at this and you making it look as if it's okay for a man to talk to a woman like that. Like, and ain't nobody doing nothing. So that just really,
an old man especially.
Yeah, it was very disheartening, and it really hurt my feelings. And I just want to say that, Dag, like, I'm sorry that you had to even go through that. And, at the end of the day, I know, like, if a man talked to me like that, honey, they probably would have had to edit the whole clip out, because you held it together. I don't think I would have been able to do the same. Because it was messed up. Period. Like, yeah,
my shoe probably would have been across the room.
He would have been calling his mama. He would have been so injured.
I know.
It would have been a wrap.
Yeah,
I would have put him through 7 lifetimes of rebirth. Would have read the shit out of him.
Yeah, it seems like he just literally came to the reunion just to do that to Sharice.
I'm sure he did.
Something happen between? Did something happen between you guys that we don't know
about?
A
day in my life, never seen him again a day in my life. I just felt like it was good to reach out to him because I had other people in my life, especially men in my life. So I was like, I should probably deaden this because this is not really safe. Let me just see if he wants to say something, and at least, I just thought he would have been like, hey, look, it was a misunderstanding. I'm sorry, no bad blood type of thing. And that's fine. But at least I know I tried, right?
Was there something that y'all had that went on? Because I feel like at the pool table when they replayed something, he said something about you being fake with him, and then he went on to be like, "You're fake, you're fake, you're fake." So was there a conversation between you two that transpired that really catapulted or triggered him to just be so over the top, specifically with you?
Nope. Only thing I can think of is something someone instigated. I have no idea why that man treated me like that. I never met him, only at the pool party, and then I had that interaction with him at the white party. We did have several conversations, but Zoe was one of those guys that he just called you so that he wouldn't be eliminated.
Damn.
And so once you figured that out, maybe that's why he thinks I'm fake, because by then we had already figured out the type of moves he was making. He was already up for elimination at the white party.
But he has a $33 million portfolio. Why does he need the show?
Clown. He's a clown. He should have never been on the show. He was on the show like he was doing real estate. He wasn't on there for us.
Yeah. 100%.
Every time you looked up, you know why he called me fake? Because I called him out. Because I'm not a clown, and I know a clown when I see a clown.
It felt that way because he was really traumatized by you. It felt like, to be honest, the reaction he gave you was somebody that was injured, like he loved you or some shit. Like I was like, you have a lot of emotional attachment to this woman to feel so strongly about her. Like
yeah,
you're
just like, what happened?
It was his ego. She injured his ego. That's
100%.
exactly.
Whole girlfriend the whole time. Like, what do you think? I'm some dumb little girl who don't know the difference. I'm a grown woman. Like, you have to be with me, Zoe. You have, and you know what? I was just trying not to, like, it did take a lot of restraint out of me. I really did not want to come to that reunion and fight. You know, I was not there anymore. I was not there mentally to fight with people, emotionally. Like, how do you think that made me feel to live this experience with this man all over again? And I was very upset. And I did. After that happened, I said, you know what? One more thing better not pop off at this reunion, because I'm leaving. Not only is Zoe leaving, but Sharice will be leaving. I was very upset that happened to me.
Rightfully so.
And I know plenty of people that I could have called. It was probably best that he did leave when he did leave. So
go off.
Not cash me outside.
I was ready to have the goons outside for him. I'm not even kidding.
Not pop the trunk.
Team Dirt Nap.
I said, I'm gonna hold all this in. I said, it's gonna take one phone call. I was already planning it.
Wow.
Ooh, see, that's
okay. Well, let's focus on the positive.
Power, and it's like everybody expects for me to be so, but nobody talked about what everybody did to me. I wasn't just being a mean girl for nothing.
I know, and that's hard when you're strong-minded, because people love to just, they get really comfortable
and that
flipping it on you. Yeah.
Yes, and it's so manipulative. It's so manipulative because I don't react the way you want me to react. I'm a mean girl. No.
Yeah.
No. I could have really been a mean girl on this show, honey. I could have really socked it to a lot of people, and I didn't.
You could have,
or that you don't need protection just because sometimes you got mouth or you got something to say, or you can stand up for yourself in some areas. Like, that doesn't mean that you don't need to be protected at all in other instances, like when a grown man is in your face.
Exactly.
Someone called him grandpa, and I died because that seems accurate, but
that does not happen to me. I don't date men like that. Like, I date men that when they're around, I don't even have to speak. That's how good they are to me. Like, I don't know anybody who behaves like Zoe. Like, look at him. He's a weirdo. And he's so with all his little stuff. That don't mean nothing. That does not mean anything. Your portfolio. People with money don't talk about money anyway.
100%.
That part. So what possessed you to because I get it, but after, and you were such a good one for this, but after he did what he did to you at the pool table incident, what made you want to reach out to him?
Because I was wondering, where did this come from? Do I know you from somewhere? Are you going to hurt me when you see me out in public? Like, I just met you on a show. Like, what was this all about? I hadn't had any other contact with him. The producers were calling him. Everybody was calling him, trying to figure out what's going on. So that's what made me call him, for my own safety and for my own protection, and to feel good about the fact that I didn't feel good about what happened.
Yeah.
And I wanted to give him a chance because I was really in disbelief. I'm like, because you don't know, like, are these people, is this acting or did he really, really feel this way? Because I didn't even know where the fake came from.
You were trying to give him some closure, feels like. That's what I got from it. Like, you were just trying to, like, nip it in the butt. And if you were wrong, at least show accountability and, like, be present. Like, you sound like you were acting like a grown-ass woman is what you were doing.
That's it.
Yeah. That's what I took from it, personally. And there you go.
I mean, I wasn't expecting that from the oldest man on the show. I mean,
yeah, 1,000%.
God.
Devin, are you so happy you didn't make it that far?
My camera was on mute. I was getting ready to ask, how did you feel, Devin, about Zoe's reaction and how he acted, and like, how did you feel about that?
So this happened on stage, right? During the reunion.
Right.
I was in the bathroom. So when I came out, a lot of the situation kind of already de-escalated, and they were already still on stage a little bit. But I was there for the whole Swayze and Zoe incident, and I was actually the one who kind of pulled Swayze off of, kind of.
Right. Yeah. I have pictures.
Yeah. And it's, I always try to be a nice person, man. I think, I don't know. It's tough to stand by. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody can say threats or whatnot. No one really knows anyone's background. So, with saying that, you don't know what Sharice is capable of. You don't know what he's capable of. Again, I come from the background of peace, but don't know what I'm capable of. So it's, it's all hearsay, non-say. But I think with the whole Swayze Zoe situation, Zoe did come off to me a little bit aggressive sometimes, a little bit chippier at the mouth. He was the oldest gentleman. I was the youngest. I mean, nothing towards me, nothing along those lines, but he did kind of come off, while friendly, a little bit pompous, a little bit arrogant. I was even really a little bit shocked that they let it go as far as it did with the pool table incident when I saw it. And I know that Sharice could be a little bit of, kind of poke the bear. So I kind of wanted to see the whole situation, but nonetheless, it was a terrible situation and the way he acted. And, I hope that he can get some help from it. But I'm also very, like you said before, I'm very proud of Sharice for acting the way that she did and handling it like a lady, and kind of be able to move on past the situation. So, that's kind of my take on the whole situation.
You handled it like a strong lady, Sharice. You didn't handle it like you handled it like a strong woman. You really.
I think Sharice is a very strong lady, and that's like one of the things that turned me on most about her was she reminds me a lot of my mom. You know what I mean? Because my mom was a big. She's very outspoken, and that's why I think the whole initial connection started was that Sharice is not going to take a lot of bullshit. Now, don't get me wrong, she could be a little bit out of pocket sometimes and be a little bit too harsh. But for me, that was a turn on because she kept it real. She kept it very honest and on her sleeve. And, you were never going to have to think about how Sharice was feeling. So his comments about her being fake, those kind of caught me off guard because I felt like on the opposite, Sharice is one of the most genuine, authentic people that I've met on the show.
Yeah, I agree. I was like, it was so weird calling her fake because she seemed really real actually this whole time. It was
too real.
Yeah,
calm down. I used to text that night, like, you can't say that. That's kind of mean, but it was fun though. But I am sorry to see she had to go through that, and again, hats off to her for keeping it very cordial and very ladylike.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I did read that comment. What did that Nancy down there say? Was she talking about how everybody else, including the women, just thought it was so funny backstage? That's interesting too.
Yeah.
It really
that's that vibe. Yeah.
I won't be shady. But those are girls. They're young girls backstage. They weren't women.
I was getting ready to
because
say,
even if you don't like somebody,
You know,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because I know I
Tyrone,
would have said something, and now
Yeah, I was getting there.
I know.
I think when it comes to reunion time, right? One of the things that I look for, you know, is growth and accountability. And Charisse, you did show both of those.
100%.
Also, sorry you had to go through that because you shouldn't be talked to like that. You know,
right.
I thought it was going to go bad, but Dominica said that you called and apologized. So, you know, I think those were some really big steps right there that you did it with her and on stage as well. I was trying to figure out why was he so mad? Because he wasn't given any explanation other than you being fake. I thought he was gonna expound on it. I felt like he did kind of mention some things during the pool segment, but it came off as if like he misunderstood the process, right? It came off as if you were going through the process of dating other people, and he may have mistaken your conversation with him as genuine interest in him. And when he found out that it wasn't what he thought it could be, then it just seemed like he was really, really hurt by it.
It did seem like he came with that intention to the reunion.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was his whole point, was to kind of go off on you on stage.
Right. And
especially when I watched it, yeah.
And it seemed like Swayze and Zoe were defending Dominica, but I don't recall them voting for her when it was time for the votes.
Right.
I think Swayze was being genuine. I think Zoe took it as a moment to get at Charisse, but I feel like Swayze was being genuine when he was like backing up Dominica. Like, it was a pool party.
I meant week one because she still got voted off first.
Well, yeah, that don't mean he like her.
No. I understand.
I don't mean he like her like that.
No. I understand that part.
But that was the thing. Everybody was like, my woman needs to be seen, not heard. She is a bit much. I mean, they were saying these things about her.
Yeah, and I in my mind, I was trying to find a way to defend the whole on stage comment. You know what I mean? And
right. Yeah.
I ain't never really heard no stripper sing either. So I mean, but that was just me trying to be funny. But
she was like, if I was
they do have the mics at King of Diamonds, but that's not a regular.
She said it's too many syllables. I died.
It's funny.
I didn't even understand what she meant by that, so I didn't even get it. That was the funny part.
What, the syllables?
I just didn't get it when she said it wouldn't have been Dominica. I just didn't get it.
Yeah, I mean
that is a mouthful for.
But did you really mean stripper? Like, be honest. Like, did you mean?
Well,
that?
I did say that. I said that in Miami, she could have been an entertainer. I said that.
Right.
Miami,
her stage name.
Clubs everywhere. Right. Her stage name, exactly. My clients are strippers. Like what? Strippers
and nothing wrong with, nothing's wrong with being a stripper. There's nothing wrong with being a stripper.
That's not a dang on thing.
So I don't understand what the big deal was in the first place. Like, for her ego to be so affected by that, I guess, so to speak. But
I just think it was just to keep her relevant and just to keep it going, because I already said I was sorry. I was not trying to be mean or malicious. I did not know her. It was an observation. Lots of people in the show made observation. Why is everything that I did in a microscope? Because
has your lens shifted from the show, though? Have your observations kind of changed after watching things back and seeing yourself?
Of course, but guess what? I went out with my girlfriends this weekend, and we were sitting at the dinner table talking shit. That's what I do.
Yeah.
I just got on the camera doing it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it came up because they asked her.
Like, you a mean person. You don't say anything about anyone. Come on, nobody lives in that world where they don't talk about people.
I used to. I try not to anymore.
I try not to talk about people, but come on. Everybody says a little something. And we're on a dating show talking about who's going home and why would they be going home.
I get that in that circumstance in the dating show, and also it's good for television.
It was not personal.
Yeah, I guess the intention.
Somebody said, I'm going home because I act like a pit bull. Okay, I said, well, she should go home because she's loud. What's the difference?
I mean, it happens because, you know, day one, like I remember looking around and being like, I'm good. You know, but
that's
it wasn't.
That's what I thought too.
It didn't come from a place of malice. It was just
somebody
me.
just said Sharice
Confident.
But Dominica took it out on Sharice. Pretty much all the guys went in the lounge and said the same daggone thing about her. I was not trying to take the woman down at all.
Okay, that's
understood.
That's
yeah,
good.
Yeah, take her down.
Good.
That's some strong language. That's not what I got. Like,
no, not at all.
I mean,
Look, I look back at myself and I'm like, I think like, okay, do you need to say that? Like, do you need to have such an opinion? Like in terms of talking shit on people and things, like, is it really necessary? Can we have a more full foundational conversation about something that actually means something? Because I've been in that space. I talked a lot of shit in my 20s, Devin. When you're talking about how you were a mess, trust me, I was at the top of my game in entertainment in my 20s, from childhood through my 20s. I thought I didn't smell my own shit. It smelled like roses. It doesn't. But but there were many times, and still to this day, where I'm like, why do I need to have an opinion though? Can I occupy that space of my heart and my mind with something different that's actually more, that's, you know, better. That's just better, and not good or evil, but just better. You know.
And that's why I said intention's a big thing about it as well. If you're saying something to like truthfully hurt somebody, then it's wrong. But if you're saying just to poke some fun or talk some shit, and I think more so, I got that from Sharice a lot because I do the same thing. Like I like to talk shit, but it's no ill malice. It's not like I'm trying to hurt your feelings. It's just some friendly banter. You know what I mean? Talk shit about me. I like that as well. So I kind of got where she was coming from, and I don't think that it was ill will.
And I think combined with the fact that Dominica got sent home a little bit early too, kind of like, you know, was in the mix of the pot. That was,
Yeah, I think, you know, I think it was like everyone came in with a set of expectations, you know what I mean, to be supportive of everyone. So, you know, when a personal negative comment comes out, you know, people take it really, really harsh, especially like on day one, there's no drama. Because remember, we wanted Dominica to stay just so we could see what that interaction was going to be like on camera, right?
And there was
she was so sweet though.
There was nothing wrong with her being loud. Dominica being the way she was fine. I really found that problematic when people were like, she's too this, too that.
I mean, like, dang, y'all would really think I'm loud, especially when I drink. Because, like,
I said it. I didn't see a problem with it.
I'm loud.
And, you know, because even when Kayla said that she was going to tell, we was like, oh, shit, here comes the drama already, right? Day one.
Miami.
On that from the
look at Miami.
For me, it's like this. I was there from 11 o'clock in the morning to 2 a.m. So if all the things that I did that day, if you chose to show that, and y'all still on that,
I think it's because they asked. I think it's because they asked her. You know what I mean?
Where do I go from here?
Yeah.
I mean, day one, I did a whole lot of shit that day. It was all day.
Yeah. So we know about your level of shade too.
That I had to deal with after.
I told Sharice, I was like, I ain't like you in the beginning, but I love you now, though.
Yeah, the first couple episodes, I was like,
Would you ask me, guys? Do I regret anything? Yes, I regret talking to any damn body. I should have just said, I found a person.
Right.
Girls, what do you do for a living? Nothing.
I
tried that. That didn't work. They was like, listen, you need to go talk to people. I'm like, I'm scared.
I get it. I have a very strong personality and I'm very different. So it's hard for us to want to be able to put ourselves out there so easily. But we have to. And that's what production needed from you because you're on the show. So I get it. But
And you did a good job.
Great job.
I mean,
I
she all fell in love with you.
I should have never repeated it.
That's what I.
And you apologized afterward. I mean, what more do you want? Like, I don't really, you saw what you did and you were like, you took accountability. Come on, that's all we can do. We're human.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect. Trust me. If you think you're perfect, you are not set in reality. So,
I don't know, Jussie Lee. Jussie Lee says the panel's opinion changed based on who was the guest. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. We keep it 100.
But if that's how you feel, you're allowed your opinion.
Yeah, I've said plenty of negative stuff to the
right.
Yes.
Like when Kayla came on, the first thing you told me, it was the first thing, but you was like, Kayla, I need to let you know I said you was full of shit.
100%.
I mean, we don't, It's not like they can't go back and watch it and we can't.
Correct.
Well, I will say one thing. I definitely was nicer to Kayla, but I was still trying to read her. I wasn't trying. I was reading Kayla, but I was doing it from a nicer place so she could hopefully hear it, and she just didn't hear it. But if that's what you mean, yeah, I was still asking her the questions, but
I don't know. I don't feel like any of us ever show up with such an opinion or malice. It's like we're just having a conversation. So it's like the conversation is fit for the time and the energy and the people that are here. And that's really it.
And we're watching a TV show that is based off of production. It's produced. They have set agendas and opinions. And we say this every time. Disclaimer, we are only talking about what we see on this show.
On TV.
That's it.
Right.
But when we get to sit with these people in person and get to know them, yes, an opinion might change. We actually might like them. We might hate them. Guess what, people? You're allowed to do that in life.
How about that? Who would have thunk it?
That's life. It's just called being alive.
Right. And I think things will change again if Kayla come back on because
100%.
I know I personally got some questions.
Oh. I won't be as nice. I gave her the benefit.
And I think she's hilarious. And I tell her that all the time. Kayla is very funny to me. She's extremely entertaining. I ain't got no problems. Like, she cracks me up.
I think Kayla's funny.
And if Jamala was my friend, I would be like, girl, let it go. Let it go.
D Brown, she says, but the panel constantly says that they knew no one wanted to pick Kayla.
So
we said
and
that.
We saw that on the show.
I told her, I was trying to figure out why you didn't self-eliminate. Like 100%. We told her that.
We asked her. I literally asked her. I literally said, if you said nobody was checking for you, why did you stay?
Right.
And we don't have to defend ourselves.
Why did you stay?
She said because Randall asked her to stay.
And then Randall has.
Then we asked Randall. Randall said, I didn't ask nobody to stay.
Yeah, that's what he said. Anyways.
So it does get a little confusing for us when we have the people on the panel and one says one thing and the other person says another thing. So it's like we do get kind of like, hold on now. But how we feel initially, it doesn't change. And it's not like we're going to hide or whatever. Like it's on it. Anybody can go back and watch it. It's thousands of views. We're not going to act like we didn't say it when we said it. We didn't scared of nobody at the end of the day.
We need to get them on at the same time. We need to get them on at the same damn time.
You know what? I don't even know.
I really want to talk this. Go ahead.
You're just better. You're just better at being like nice about it and calling them out on their shit than any of us.
Oh, like when I say the physical, Sabrina
says they with smash. The rest of us, there's a little bit of like sass. There's a little bit of like behind it. With you, you're just like da, 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 da.
Oh man. And Zoe kept going. Like Zoe, and I bring this up with the guys a lot. Like, I understand that you're upset and you're mad, right? What I don't get is when the guys take it a step further and they intentionally try to hurt the woman, right? Because, they know they can't hurt them physically, right?
It's an ego thing.
And
it's definitely
they can't get them emotionally because the woman straight up told you that she don't care about you, right? So now they got to think of something else, like bringing up something that they think it's gonna hurt them. You know what I mean? Like for them to keep going, that's what I normally have a problem with. Because now you're intentionally trying to hurt this person.
Yeah. Randall was code word for production. Y'all think Randall was part of production?
Code word for production?
Say what?
I think Randall was code word for production.
Oh.
I know Samson had his thoughts on who might be like, what is
Plants.
it called?
That's his words, right? Plants
or something like that. But I don't see Randall as being.
Like
he didn't say no. He didn't say no names, but
I feel like Samson has plants in our chat all the time too, though. Like speaking of plants.
Yeah. Well, like I told Sharice, I'm gonna say it, and like I've said it before, I think I did a live watch, and somebody asked me who was my favorite on the show. I said Sharice. I said because how I felt about Sharice, to how I ended, and how she was, and how she ended. I was like, Sharice in the very beginning, I was like, she had a little, but the reason I love Sharice so much is because of your growth. Like we literally watched your growth on TV. You know what I mean? And then that's one thing that a lot of us people, 80% of the people out here will not ever admit to.
Nope.
That they're this way and they're that way. And that's why I say
you want to hold on to that.
Yeah. And it's like I see a lot of me in you because I remember me being you, younger version. And that's how I was. And I remember looking in the mirror one day saying, Sabrina, you need to check yourself. And that's what I feel like that this show did for you. And I applaud you. And I just want to give you your flowers now. Like, honestly.
Yeah. And I'll say it. I said at the beginning, Sharice's abrasiveness would make me not want to approach. Because the way my PTSD set up, you know what I mean? I know Devin like that, but my PTSD
it was kind of a kinky.
But then
treat me bad, essentially.
He has a strong mama, of course. That's his kink.
Yeah, I said I stopped paying attention to how Sharice was saying it and what she was actually saying.
Yes,
and what she was actually saying made sense. You know what I mean?
Like you just listen to delivery, exactly.
Yeah. If you just listen to the audio, you're like, oh, like everything makes sense now.
Yeah.
I mean, Sharice, I said you had a cold heart in regards to Samson. I said Samson is melting your cold heart, so how could she not be falling for her? And I stand by that because in the beginning you were your heart was closed. It was definitely you. I know that you are acting from a place of hurt in the beginning. You are definitely sheltering yourself, protecting yourself. You're a strong woman. You know how to do that. My mother's a strong woman. I get it. But Samson was the type of energy to melt that, to open it up, to like pry the door open and, be like, it's cool to stand here. We found out later that that wasn't really all of it. But it is what it is. It's the journey, people. Like, that's this problem with cancel culture these days. The most people that want to cancel culture and have an opinion like that is so negative and condescending and so poignant to like living in that one moment of truth forever, they're the most injured. They're the ones that don't want to heal. They're the ones that don't want to expand. And it's just really sad.
And being fake. And they're being more fake. They're performing
themselves in the mirror and really like telling yourself the truth. You can fool everybody else, but
you can fool yourself.
Yeah, that's it. And I think my guard is because I have been hurt. I'm not hurt anymore. And you did see me very, defensive because I do have triggers. I've been through a lot and I know when I smell bullshit. And I was starting to smell a lot of bullshit. And so
yeah. That's good.
That's it.
Yeah. So does anyone have anything else to say about Sharice's, the scene with Sharice and Zoe? Okay. No? All right. Moving forward, we are now going to discuss the triangle between Mike and Brandy and Kayla. Mike says that it wasn't easy dealing with two women in this process. Mike explains that his connection with Kayla did grow towards the end of the process. And he has no regrets. Brandy says that she could see the chemistry with Mike and Kayla through the screen, and it was definitely jealousy there. Brandy says that Mike chose her because their connection was just stronger. Kayla says Mike and Brandy do not have a stronger connection than her and Mike, that theirs was just as strong, if not stronger. She states that it was a deeper, raw realness between them. Their physical connection was also the strongest. Katie backstage asked Zoe, how do you feel about this, your connection saying what she's saying? Katie also says to Zoe.
She asked Randall.
She has such a rant, yeah.
That was to Randall, not Zoe.
I thought it was to Zoe because they zoomed in to Zoe, and I was like, why was she?
Randall was right over his shoulder.
Randall, and Randall said,
the cool cat.
Devin.
And Kaden also says that the reason that their connection didn't go anywhere, it should have, but it was because Kayla kissed him. So, yeah. So does anyone have anything to say about Mike, Kayla, and Brandy's triangle?
Can I say something before I forget?
Absolutely.
I'm going to start it off. I think that the connection through Mike and Kayla was actually very viable and powerful from the jump. I think he was denying it, avoiding it, and that led him to the place of where they ended up, as opposed to what he said. And I think that's what Kayla felt as well, and that's why she was trying to switch the programming that she had normally been in tune with, right? And she was trying to go somewhere different, but she couldn't help herself because they are so much alike. And I feel like it's proof in the fact that Mike said that at the end. He was like, yeah, we do, but we're just too much alike. You know, we have too many options. Like, they're both for the shits, kind of, it feels like, at the end of the day. And when you notice that in somebody else, you're not going to be vulnerable enough to give them your heart or your feelings because you know the outcome, because you've been the person that's hurt other people in the past. So I think that's what led him to Brandy, which I think is a good decision for him in the long run, possibly, just in the sense, even if he does have another girlfriend, which I wouldn't be surprised, in the sense of he was trying to switch the projection of what he's done in the past and like go into a new space, a new area to give something different. I don't know. From the jump, I will say that their energy was palpable, those two, her and Mike, but I don't know if it was healthy.
Yeah.
Well said.
I agree. I mean, I feel like subconsciously they both, you know, are for the shits, right? Mike is another person that grew on me, but I feel like
likewise
Mike actually wants to change. You know, it feels like he does, and I feel like he recognizes that he does have something good in Brandy. You know, and ultimately, that's what anyone would want, right? Kayla had mentioned some comments like, "Why am I here?" You know what I mean? I don't know if that was frustration or what. There was another note that I had made about, you know, Kayla adamantly thinking that her connection was actually deeper and raw and with realness. I also felt like Mike recognized, you know, what his boundaries are. So he mentioned that, you know, when things started to connect a lot more deeper with him and Kayla, you know, he had to cut it off. I wasn't going to say the smash word that Sabrina had said, but I definitely do feel like there may have been some physical there because she got emotional on multiple occasions, right? When it came to her and Mike, she got emotional on multiple occasions. You normally don't get emotional for nothing, right? Not saying that they did, but you normally don't get emotional for nothing. But then I also felt like Kayla understood that there's things that she wants and things that she needs, and understood that, you know, Mike is not what she needed, but sometimes it's hard to turn that off. You know what I mean? When you can see it and feel it, that game, that hunt, you know what I mean? That you know, the prowl, the manipulation, like that the game is fun. The hunt is fun. You know what I mean? Like, if people understand sometimes, Devin, you understand, right? Sometimes the hunt is more fun than the kill.
Amen. More enticing.
So
It's about the chase.
I feel like they both saw that and felt that. So, those are my thoughts.
Yeah, but she denied it when she came on with us, though. She was still denying the fact that there was anything between them. And then we saw episodes later where she was still talking so deeply about him. She's like, that could all be edited, but it was definitely in tune with the timetable of the show. So that's what concerns me about her actually really truly being willing to change and go into a new direction. Because when you regress like that, I don't know if there's actually healing or progress. And fellas, I don't understand that whole hunt thing. I'm just like, it's like when you've got a good thing, just see that, recognize it, and take it. Stop trying to search for something better because you're going to be searching for the rest of your life.
Understood. I totally understand.
About being toxic.
Yeah, I totally understand. But that's, the analogy I use is that Deal or No Deal show where everybody wants to see what's in the next suitcase. And sometimes dudes is dumb. It takes.
Well, don't be everybody.
Maturity.
Don't be everybody.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Be great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Eventually, you mature and you understand.
You learn.
You do have a good thing.
And you live with the regrets, right, Devin?
100%.
Because Sarah is no longer on your side.
Amen. You get
because you want to see what's behind the door.
For sure.
And it's too late because that other man decided to show that he was there for it and recognized it. Somebody and
absolutely,
I'm here for this. And you were like, but the hunt is so fun. No, it's not. You're hungry. You're hungry still. You're not fulfilled. You're not full. You haven't eaten at the table. You are hungry. You're starving.
Yes, guys.
It's maturity and evolution.
Go for it.
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Bear with me. I haven't eaten tonight. I haven't eaten
too. There was one thing about Mike that kind of got me when Dominica, now that you put in her picture, was like, oh, he's dating the girl with the strawberries. Name starts with a J.
That was the next thing I was getting ready to get to. But
okay, go ahead. You want to get to it? I'll speak to it after you get to it. My bad.
Okay. No, absolutely, because that's why I put a picture up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that picture, by the way.
Yeah.
It's so gorgeous in that picture.
It's like everyone came with an agenda.
What?
I mean, everyone was trying to tear everybody down in every single segment.
True.
I'm like, what is going on?
That's why Devin was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
That energy.
That ain't the vibe.
And that's the thing. That's why Jamie and I started watching this show on Sabrina and Ty season. And we were hoping that we were watching something because it was on OWN and because that's something that Oprah represents something that is like, consciousness and genuine in depth and like, championing people, especially people of color and love. So we have just been bamboozled by these last couple of seasons.
Every season that goes by, I'm more and more.
We're like, it's getting more and more like Love and Hip Hop and like some other things.
I was so stupid to think that I was gonna leave with a husband. I was so dumb.
No, don't say that.
I hate that feeling.
Don't say that. I thought the same thing too. So don't say that, Sharice. Like for real. And I would always say
how those expectations. Both of you do. You both have to keep the expectations in the hope that you will find your husband. If you let this experience negligate you from actually being open and available to it, you never will. But you have to be okay with this process just not being a part of it.
Yeah.
And maybe it is a part of it. It's not over. You did it. That energy is out there and you don't know what's going to follow it or how it's going to follow.
And first, I say this every time and I have to say it.
That, but we're just saying we thought that we was going to get a whole husband from it.
I feel you.
Exactly.
I have been up for quite a few reality shows just like this and on the brink of airing. And I was thinking the same thing. Like, this is my chance. This is a pool of ready and vetted men.
Yes.
My bad.
Boy, were we wrong.
And I say this every time, I haven't said it yet, but I just want to just give your flowers to Devin and Sharice for having the courage to even put yourself out there for us to watch this part of your journey.
Yeah.
All these people that have opinions could never do that. They could never. Even me having an opinion. I mean, I could do it. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's extremely commendable, and we thank you because we get to watch you guys put yourself out to the world, watch you in your process of growth, just striving to be the best version of yourself, and just really wanting what we all want: love.
Yes.
So thank you.
Amen.
Thank you so much for being a part of that.
Yeah. Thank you for having us. And thank you for helping us, have this safe space to share our experience and being here for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm so glad that you said that. Just real quick, because when I was on the show and I didn't know anything about this YouTube world and panels and reviews and bloggers, and I had no idea. When I was on my season, I was like, why does it say ready to love Sabrina, such and such, Tyrone? She lies about being Korean. I'm like, what? So I'm just looking at all this stuff, and some of these bloggers and whatever used to say some really bad things about us. And it really hurt me to my heart. And I said that, you know what? How about I start something? And how about I get my own platform to allow us and whomever to come on and have a safe space for us without calling each other out our names and that mofo. Like, I just can't believe it's so many really mean people out here, you know? And, I mean, we're still human at the end of the day, and it just really hurt my heart. But I appreciate you saying that, Sharice. Thank you so much. And this is a safe space. We're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it 100. If you did something we didn't like, we going to say we ain't like it, but we not going to call you out your name. We not going to, bash you. We not going to bash you on other platforms and talk about. That's just not what we're going to do, So I definitely appreciate the acknowledgement. Thank you so much. And I appreciate my soulmates. It's some of you that, I don't really know, but my faithfuls, they be in there. They say what they have to say. Some of it is not agreeable maybe to you, or you don't agree with it or whatever. They're just speaking their mind, but they're very respectful as well. At least 95% of my people in my chat, like, they know that I don't go for that negativity, that, you know what I mean? Like, that stuff on them other channels. I just don't. This is a positive place, and I just want to keep it like that, just somewhere we can all just come and just have some fun on a freaking Monday night. You know what I mean? I was gonna say Wednesday, but
I know. I was like, wait, what day is it? Man,
I'm so tired.
I'm wrong again.
Yeah.
Me and Pio go it all the time, but I know he can handle it. He knows I can
be
handle
quiet.
So.
All right, guys, before we move forward, because Dominica was actually part of Mike and Brandy and Kayla's scene, and then Dominica kind of comes in, and I've been seeing you guys talk about the strawberries, and I know Jamie started to say something. So real quick, I'm gonna read my notes. These are actually really, really short. So Dominica says that Mike downplayed her. She had the same personality as Brandy. She was confused why he was so distant, and reveals that he is dating someone off the show that makes strawberries, and her name begins with a J. And maybe that's why he wanted her off the show, because he didn't want anyone to know that he was dating anyone else. And pretty much, yeah, that's it. And she don't know what he doesn't know what she's talking about when she mentions the strawberries and Jay. He's like, I don't know. The only person I'm dating is Brandy on the show. So
yeah, so that confused me. Was she trying to say Mike was dating that person on day one, and that's why she wanted him off?
I mean, that was in the very beginning.
Right.
She was talking about in the very beginning when she met Mike. It just seemed like it was nothing there, and she wasn't on the show that long.
Right. So Mike wasn't tied to anyone on day one. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think it was.
You know what I'm saying?
Dominica didn't. Hold on.
No. Dominica tried to say that Mike was trying to vote her off, because this is the way it was insinuated, that Mike was trying to vote her off because she knew Mike's secret. And I was like, on day one, though, do you know what I mean? Like, Mike's not tied to anyone. So even if he was dating someone on day one, do you know what I mean? Anything could change from day one until the reunion.
I think in her head, she was like, oh, shoot, she knows strawberries. I gotta just get her off the show. Let's just vote her off. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I felt like she was trying to come with it and air them out. That's how I felt.
She definitely had a motive.
She knew something and she was gonna get it out, no matter if it made sense or not.
So then why was she acting jealous that he wasn't on her tip?
That didn't make sense to me.
I don't know. I didn't get the vibe that she was trying to say that. I mean, but I don't know. I have no clue that she was trying to say. What?
Yeah, it felt like she was trying to say that she was just as good as Brandy. Why wasn't you checking for me? Me and Brandy are very, very similar. And we have, I even have more connections to her than you do. I like this part. I like because I noticed Brandy noticing Mike getting upset. And she had reached over to try to comfort him. It was a long shot, but I saw it.
She did that a lot through the show. Was very attentive and like being his woman. Really, I caught that a lot with Brandy. But where I don't trust Mike is when Dominica said that. I believe he knows exactly who she's talking about at the very least. So for him to be like, I don't know who she's talking about, that part right there, my soul was like, lie. And then he was like, I don't know. And then Brandy's sitting up there looking at him and he's like, I don't know, anything outside of this is irrelevant. And to me, that's just like screams liar. Like he's lying and I can't stand, like my soul felt out of sync when he said, I don't like it. Something sneaky's going on. I don't know if he's really dating the strawberry girl with the J, but to really be like, I don't even know who he's talking about. Like, I don't buy that for 2 seconds.
Can we get a raise of hands right now to think that he's actually dating someone with the strawberry girl with the J? Can you raise your hand if you think that's real?
I don't even know. She exists though. She's somebody.
Okay, so nobody else.
I think he may know her, but as far
strawberry,
as
but even if he knows her, then he could have just been like, I know who you're talking about, but we don't have any. But to just be like, I don't even know what something rubbed me wrong about that. I could be wrong. I'm just speaking what I feel like.
We can all be wrong. That's okay to be wrong, and it's okay to be right too. But we're just having an opinion.
Yeah, I feel like that would be like a normal response. You're on stage, you got all these cameras. Somebody just called you out of the blue. And just be like, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. Right?
And whatever's not here is irrelevant.
Right. This is my focus. You know what I mean?
It didn't feel like a setup. It didn't feel like she made that up out of nowhere just to like try to get him.
Right.
It felt like it was very genuine, like he has a girlfriend and he's trying to pull one over. That's what I gathered from that. And, like I said again, we're just talking about what we see on the show, and that's what I saw.
Right. But I think it would have been better if she would have been like, hey, Brandy, let me have a word with you.
Oh, for sure.
What I mean?
You can handle it.
But to try to air them out
that wasn't her
on
motive.
stage. Right. So, yeah.
Well, so everyone keeps saying that the girl made the strawberries for Brandy. And that's why it was brought up.
Oh, the strawberries that she got at the end of last episode.
Mm.
That's deep.
Craziest plot twist.
Right.
Craziest plot twist.
So what did he say? Like, I gotta get these for my mama or something?
This is a TV. This is
I'm gonna put you on, boo, and have you on the show. Put your work on the show. I gotta pick somebody. I'm gonna put your work on the show.
Wow.
Because how you gonna come with a whole big old box? She walking through the sand.
Right.
But it wasn't the first time outside relationships was mentioned.
Man, he looked crazy.
Kayla mentioned it.
Mm-hmm. She did.
Sharice.
Mm-hmm. That's why I wasn't surprised. That's why I thought.
Huh?
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Hey, Sharice. Were you also someone that mentioned outside relationships?
I mean, I didn't know anything. All I know is that Dominica came with some receipts, and it was very shocking.
Oh,
for me.
So there was
So y'all
receipts
got
that we
receipts?
didn't see. Oh, go ahead. Sabrina.
She said it. She said everything. And Brandy even told her, why would you think that Mike has the power to have you eliminated?
Right.
She said Mike, she felt like he had her eliminated because they were from the crib, because they were both from the crib and they went to school together and they knew the same people. And then that's when Brandy said, why what would make you think that Mike would have the power to have you eliminated? And so it was all about her being eliminated again.
I'm on the fence about both the situation though, because I really understood both points of view. Like, I get what she was saying. It was like, why couldn't you give me 2 seconds of your time? Why was it so easy to dismiss me when we had such a commonality? But then I get maybe he just wasn't interested. But I also get when she's saying that you weren't interested because he knew that I would bring some receipts. So I was kind of like,
but it's kind of like, why do you have to have? It's almost like calling me fake because I'm not interested. Like, what? How is that fake if I'm not interested? Like,
yeah.
But what's your reason behind it?
The reason why he's not interested is because
he's just not interested.
Right.
But maybe my other lady. So
correct.
I ain't gonna talk to you at all out of fear you may bring it up.
I don't think Mike fears anybody.
I don't think he fears
anybody. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, I don't think he fears anybody, but I think he's very smart. I think he's very
like in The Sopranos?
I don't think that he wanted to date Dominica.
That's what I think.
No. That could very well be true.
She has a point. She was trying to come there with a point too. She was trying to come there with something.
Yeah.
But
no, I think her point was you purposely weren't feeling me because you know that I know who you're seeing.
Who Jay is.
It's such a strong accusation.
I didn't get that vibe.
It is.
I didn't connect those two. That, Yeah, like.
Call me stupid, but I bought it. I thought I was like, oh, that makes sense.
But that's what she kind of said, though.
So if I could say it the way Sabrina would say it, if you know somebody that I'm smashing right now and I'm supposed to be on this journey, I'm not going to talk to you.
You don't get to talk to people either.
That's how
now I really get it. Do I have to talk like that in the future?
Right. Like, oh shoot, she know my. I'ma act like I don't even know her.
Right.
I'ma act like I ain't even looking at her.
Yep.
Nope, I don't like you. Nope, she ain't gonna mess this up. Nope, I'ma plead the fifth and I'ma act blind. Like.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I get it.
And then after that was the Zoe fight. Like it was, I literally watched that like 20 times just so I could see how it started.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it was a language thing.
It was.
What was Swayze and Zoe?
Swayze and Zoe. I definitely think Zoe said something to trigger him.
So
but he didn't have to respond that way. And basically the responses were triggering. And I don't even think they meant it to be that way. You know what I mean? So what you saying?
Didn't he respond to him calling him old though? He called him old.
No. I got notes. I got every word. Go ahead.
I was about to say I got notes. And you know what, Tyrone? Let's hear your notes because I always got notes.
Can I say one thing really quick? Can we just talk about how delicious it was when this man Devin stood up though and stopped the whole conversation from going deeper than it needed to?
Blackjack it out.
Peaceful. I'm a peacemaker.
All right, Devin.
It was something about sports or something along those lines. I forget exactly what it was, but Zoe took it as he was calling him kind of old or something along that, and Swayze was like, "Why are you getting so offensive?" And I think the way that Zoe kind of worded it was confrontational. So I think that I do side with Swayze in the fact of Zoe kind of runs his mouth a little bit too much until someone does check him. And that's what Swayze was doing, essentially. And when Swayze did, Zoe didn't say anything. So that does kind of give off the character of who he really is as a person.
Yep.
And that's my take on it.
Well,
Yeah,
Zoe, the only thing Zoe said was it was Swayze's fault for losing, because initially Kadian is the one that started it, the whole thing. Because she turns around and she says, Mike said that Kayla didn't kiss Zoe, and if she didn't kiss Zoe, then she would have been good. That's why they, it was having issues. And Zoe said, well, it's Swayze's fault for losing. Swayze said, well, if I was a little older, I might have won.
Boom.
Swayze and Zoe go back and forth. Zoe said that he has to leave to go to the country because he had a $35 billion portfolio, and then he says he had to go, and then he left.
Yeah, I think I felt a little bit uncomfortable in how the confrontation went, and I think between that and Sharice's confrontation, he just felt like he needed to get out of there. Maybe it's my stance.
Yeah, I tried to take Kadian out of it because there was a point where Kadian was like, "Yo, what are you doing?" Like she
Kadian's
looked,
the new Sharice.
she looked stunned that it was even happening. Do you know what I mean?
I thought she was entertained actually.
That's kind of why.
What'd you say, Gus?
I thought she looked entertained and liked it.
I think so too. I think she loves it, to be honest. She loves it.
Yeah. She instigates a lot of.
She loves Zoe at first too.
There was a
herself and try to make other people look that way and feed into that situation.
Just to be hype with it and her man and involved and just all of the extra like.
Through this whole season, I've seen her act like, yo.
Yeah. Well, I hope that Kadian and Swayze, they come on our platform, because I did send them a message. So if you're watching,
that would be fun.
Check your DM.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, it would be real fun. Especially it's an unfortunate situation because of that. Like I said earlier, for Zoe to have gone off on Sharice like that, and then like when Swayze started with them, it was like he was like, "Let me calm down. Let me count my fingers.
I saw that.
Yeah, he was like, "Let me calm myself down." And I'm like, "What? People that do that, like, I don't know if y'all know, but people that do that, I was like, he needs exactly. I'm like, he needs to really get another therapist, because obviously the one that he has is not working. It's just an unfortunate situation that, I feel like he came back to attack Sharice because he was upset because Sharice put him in that position to where he made himself look like so many things during that pool situation when they were playing pool. And I think it pissed him off. I think it made him feel like, dang, she had me looking like this on TV, on that TV. Yeah, so I feel like he needed to have some get back. And then when he came, to the reunion, that's what it was. And I really feel like
tit for tat.
He wanted to redeem himself, but I think because he has anger issues, he couldn't.
It backfired.
I mean, when I look at him, the only thing I can hear is like fake is that's he made that all I know of him.
Yeah.
Regardless of who did what. That's
I be feeling like this dude be blacking out. Like I feel like
he's looking like a lunatic. And then he won't drink. So I'm like, I don't know if he's like a recovering actor. He was just sitting backstage because, I want to watch this guy. He's like talking to me all crazy. So I was keeping an eye on him. Even when I got there, I was so shocked to see him there. Because you mean to tell me you left the show and you come back for the reunion? Sitting there looking like Mr. Potato Head on his phone?
Okay. About to get Sharice started again. Somebody had mentioned it, but I did feel like they did blurt out one of Zoe's words.
Like, you big bad bully.
I would love to know what that word was. I feel like I do know what the word was. And then it just ended up being, language barriers fighting each other between Zoe and Swayze. But on the next segment, I do got
playing with that Zoe. He already knew. I wish Swayze would have been at that daggone go-kart place. I bet you Zoe wouldn't have been bucking then.
I do got something to say about Sharice this next segment, so I hope you stick around.
I think, hold on, what?
Go ahead.
Nothing. When we get to
I think he absolutely would have acted like that, because sometimes I be feeling like Zoe, he black out. Like, I don't think he really realized it. Like, I feel like he gets that upset.
But you see how quick he got when Swayze jumped on him, though, right? He wasn't looking blacked out then, did he? He looked like he
No,
just
he left.
I don't think Swayze wanted to fight at that point. I don't think Swayze wanted to fight. I watched Swayze in the hallway.
I tell you that.
Correct.
Huh?
He checked him.
No. At that point, yes, but when they show Zoe walk past Swayze, I think Swayze was done at that point. I watched it like 10 times, and you could see like one of the producer dudes, flash through the screen in all black. So when Swayze puts his hand up, he's basically telling the producer dude, I'm good. I'm good. That's what it looked like.
I remember when he was in the hallway with the cup, he was eating ice or something like that.
He put his little jacket back on.
You know what eating ice means, right?
Yeah.
What?
You sexually frustrated.
Yeah.
He has low iron.
His iron is low.
Yeah, I eat ice. I got low iron.
Yeah.
What does it mean? Does it mean something else?
They just say when you eat ice, it means that you're sexually frustrated.
Oh, maybe that's why I be eating ice all the time. Maybe I'm not anemic.
I'm not saying you're not anemic, but I know that you might be sexually frustrated because you do need a good something in your life right now.
Wow.
Oh.
A good smash. So we can say it.
Thank you.
Wow.
Oh
the left after dark.
Right.
Honey,
Starting to go left. We starting
I'm
to
so mad at the male species. I be mad at my I don't even want you. Like
that poor rabbit has done nothing to you.
Toys.
I don't want you.
Dang, nabbit. Oh God. What was we even talking about?
He's talking about that fake fight in the the hallway.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing.
Okay. Does anyone have anything to say about Mike and Kayla and Brandy and Dominica now?
Done.
No? Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. So next scene we have, and honestly, after that is the end. So after this one, it's one more, and then that's it. Shakira talks about how Kadian betrayed her and made her feel, and how it made her feel when she indirectly mentions her situation in front of Mike. Kadian feels that she didn't do anything wrong because she never mentions it. She only stated it was just a touchy subject and maybe they shouldn't finish their initial conversation because of Shakira and what she went through when Mike was sitting there at the table. Charisse agrees with Kadian and also states that she pretty much didn't say anything, so she doesn't understand why she was upset. I do have a clip that I'm going to play. Sorry, guys. It's only going to be 3 minutes. And then we can...
I got the notes. The notes.
Would you like to read your... Woo! Go ahead. Let me
go ahead. Play the clip.
No, I want to hear your notes. Come on, assistant. Come on. I got you. I'm going to put it on mute. You go ahead.
No, because I've been seeing like a lot of, first of all, I've been seeing a lot of comments about no one understanding why, she has an issue, right? And even people on the cast being like, we don't even know what's going on with her, right? I feel like if you don't know what's going on, then you probably wasn't paying attention. And if you don't know, you probably don't want to know, or you don't have to know, right? I felt like it was clear that she was bothered by something that her son had seen in her past relationships, right? And with her, it carried a lot of guilt. And she mentions that, right? I mentioned earlier that I like to see growth and accountability, and we didn't see that. Well, I didn't see that in Kadian for this. Also, I feel like it doesn't matter what the specific situation was. She had expressed that it bothers her, and that's all that should matter, right? I also feel like it's not up to other people to determine how you should feel about what bothers you.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it bothers her, so therefore you should be like, damn, like, my bad, right? Don't come out saying I didn't say nothing bad or it didn't come from a place of malice. Therefore, you should disregard what I just said. No, she specifically said her name, right, in the conversation, says Shakira will take it different considering her circumstance. It's a touchy subject for her, right? Now, if me and the fellas are together having a conversation, and the conversation is about erectile dysfunction, and I'm like, yo, Devin, it's a touchy subject for Devin, you know what I mean, considering his circumstance. And he's like, bruh, you know, what are you doing? And what am I gonna say? I wasn't specifically talking about you. It didn't come from a place of malice.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
That makes
I would
sense.
be like, damn, bro, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
100%.
Now, Sharice, when you had jumped in and defended Kadian, I was like, man, you know, I didn't like that part, considering like you wasn't there during the conversation too. You know what I mean? So I had wrote a note. One of my notes was like, Sharice has some hater in her and doesn't understand. And I think that came from like the extra clapping and stuff at the end. And I didn't understand why we were like piling on. Obviously, you all know her a little bit more than we do. But that was just one thing I didn't understand. And, you know, like if the girl is saying that she feels bothered, I felt like at the table, she understood what her triggers were, got up, tried to walk away. They wouldn't let her walk away, and then brought up her situation when they didn't have to.
I don't know. I feel opposite. So you might not like that, but I feel
Okay.
I'm with Sharice on this.
Well, can I
I'm with Ty on this.
It's fresh in my head. Can I just say this? So you said that wait, what did you say that I did again? You said that I agree with Kadian.
No, you had stood up for Kadian, and you said I don't know.
This is what I
said. Kadian didn't say anything. You said Kadian didn't even say anything.
This is the part that I clapped on. I clapped when Shakira said she was booked and busy, and Kadian said she did a great performance and she did a good job. That's when I clapped. When Kadian said, "Congratulations, we hope you're all booked and busy," because I told her the same thing. I hope she's booked and busy because I think she's a very good actress. So now, going back to the thing with when I said what I said about Katie.
Hold on one second. Was you being condescending with the clap, or were you really like happy for her?
Of course I'm happy for her because I can see her talent in her acting.
Okay. Well, I'll remove this last note that says Sharice has some hater in her.
I can see her acting skills, period.
Okay.
So I was like, I hope she get everything because this whole scene has turned into something. And when she told us in the lounge, it was dramatic. And it was, and I did go up to her and tell her, thank you for sharing something so vulnerable because we weren't in a space where we were sharing things like that. So I couldn't believe that she had even shared it around these girls, especially somebody like Kadian who use whatever she possibly can at any opportunity to do whatever. So why are you so shocked? Not only that, when I got to production, I had to hear all of this Shakira stuff all the time. It was always a problem. I wasn't just saying in that instance. Of course, her opportunity was taken away from her, but you shared this with all of us. So I didn't understand why she was so upset with only just Kadian because we all knew about it. She shared it in a space, and now all of you guys know about it. So it's not that anyone was saying that anything was wrong with her situation, though. I just don't feel like.
She said because she brought it up in front of the guys.
Yeah, but I have to.
I saw that.
But it's not.
Who brought it up? But everybody had already known the situation. Is all I'm saying.
The women knew. The women knew. The guys didn't know.
Yeah, but
you didn't know if Kadian said that somebody told him.
But it's not up to Kadian to bring up her situation. It's up to her.
But Shakira had already said that everybody, that the guys knew about her situation. I don't know. It's not my thing to speak. I just wanted to tell you why I was clapping, and I wanted to tell you that yes, I've had my dealings with Shakira. Shakira is not that innocent, and
No,
I did
she's
not see that it should be exactly just like the way she, birds of. I've tried so many times with this girl, and you just never know when she's okay with you and when she's not okay with you. And I think if she would have been on that set and it would have been the Shakira show, it would have been a lot better for her. But because it wasn't the Shakira show, it went the way it went, and that's the outcome of it all.
I mean, I agree with you, Sharice. I was actually extremely disturbed by Shakira. And in that scene, what you said to Katie was you didn't even say anything, though. And as much as I can respect how Shakira felt, there has to come a point where you're responsible for how you receive information. Right. And people are not going to tiptoe around, because I really think that the way Katie said it, I'm not talking about the way Katie acted here and there. I'm talking about this isolated incident. When she said what she said, she genuinely thought she was doing homegirl a solid by not, like, I can see why she feels that way. Let me not, whatever. She wasn't being malicious. So once Katie made that clear with Shakira, to keep bringing it up and bringing it up and bringing it up, girl, you dangerous, Shakira. You like to be a victim. It's scary to me. I don't want to be your friend. I don't like that energy. And I think she's mirroring, because she even said something like, I've watched Katie through this whole thing, and she doesn't seem like someone who likes to own up to her stuff. And I'm thinking,
but she doesn't own up to her stuff either.
She don't own up to her stuff. I'm looking at her like, girl, you don't own up to your stuff either.
Perfect.
And then she sat there, blessings, and I just send you prayers, and I pray that I cannot do that.
Yeah.
You are about to get slapped in your face.
She told me God bless me, and she wishes me all the best karma and all this.
No.
I don't need your karma.
That is so
I don't need
condescending.
your blessings or your candles, okay?
No, Shakira, I'm sorry. I don't know her personally, but I don't have tears for what Katie said. She didn't say anything about the girl. And when she made her intentions known and acknowledged that should have been enough. We need to learn to take acceptance over forgiveness. Accept the fact, Shakira, that you was in a sensitive place and feeling like a victim, and you viewed what she said in a heightened lens.
Yes.
And all of it is okay. But she wasn't trying to dig at you. Stop.
I disagree.
I'm not doing that with you.
I disagree. I'm with Ty on that part. I really
That's
do.
Cool, but I said my piece.
She was trying to dig.
But like once you see her get up, and you see it's visibly disturbing to her, are you gonna just disregard that?
Ty, hold on. Let me get to, because I'm with you on that part, but I'm also with the ladies on the other part. I really think she was.
We're talking about the reunion, so
I think she was trying to take a dig. I think she was trying to basically be like, bring it up, and it was not her place. It wasn't Katie's place to bring it up ever. But do I think Shakira was over dramatic, trying to get her flowers too hard, trying to book a job, victim mentality? Absolutely. But we're talking about Katie never having to bring it up in the first place, because that's not her place.
But she didn't do it on purpose. She wasn't being malicious. Because
I can in a social setting.
Yeah. That was
I don't know. I think
that
Katie
is so,
is just started.
I don't know.
Here's the thing.
That's not cool.
I think Katie is a shit starter unconsciously, and that's the difference. I think Katie says shit and then is like, oh, well, I wasn't trying to do that, but it did something.
It rubs you the wrong way.
Huh?
It rubs you the wrong way. That's what it does. It gets a lot of shit stirred up.
Yes, she does, and I think genuinely, I think a lot of it is intentional, and I think a lot of it, some of it isn't intentional. It's just the way that she moves. So I understand why Shakira was offended, because if somebody brought my shit into this situation, that's not your place. That is not your place to bring my stuff into this thing and say, thank you for this. First of all, me and Katie aren't that cool for you to be protecting me and loving me that hard.
But we're cool enough for you to tell me all your business?
If it was you, we are so close that you wouldn't need to bring the situation in to protect me in the first place, because you know better. So it was just a weird situation. It just didn't feel right. And I really wish Katie would have taken accountability for bringing it up when she didn't need to. And I also wish that Shakira would stop acting like a victim. And I'm glad that you think she's a good actress, because I hope she does book them from this, because she deserves it. if
Me
she's
too.
that good of an actress, and that's what she came on the show for. And I see why you applaud her, because to be quite honest with you, I would have done the same thing if I felt how you did. I would have been like, that was good acting, girl. You deserve that job.
I'm
You
booked
deserve
and
that was
busy
good
and
acting.
blessed and
He
praise
ain't
God.
amazing, and I didn't even say that. He
I'm in
ain't
the middle place.
Wait a minute, Gus. I thought you said you was with Tyrone.
girl. Bye.
Hold on.
I'm
confused.
sorry, like that's just
No, I get it. I get both sides. I
That's-
just feel like,
that's
once
not-
someone says what you said bothered me, then
But Katie
So-
acknowledged that.
Yeah, because I agree with Tyrone.
She did.
She
Katie
acknowledged it, and then she acknowledged it. Then she also said, "I didn't mean it that way." So now
Right.
that's equal playing field. She was calm. She said, "I didn't mean it that way. I was trying to be respectful," and that was Shakira's opportunity to hear her out. She want to be heard out. So why we can't hear Katie
But I don't
now?
think Katie took accountability for it, though. I think she said I said sorry, but I don't think she really took accountability for the fact that she shouldn't have brought it up in the first place, because she
But
said
that's not the
I need to apologize.
right.
Shakira needs to take accountability for her
No,
own actions.
But that's not
doesn't
the
bring up anybody else's information besides her own.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
needs to be.
I think
So
what's going
that's
on
not her place
here
to
is
talk.
like our apology acceptance is just different, right? Like we accept apologies differently. And I think our apology acceptance style is just clashing right now. That's what I think it is. I feel like if someone's bothered by something you did, then you should immediately, and this is just my opinion, you should immediately like listen to that, embrace that, and address that first.
I felt like she did.
Instead of saying how you feel about it, because it doesn't matter how you feel about it when I'm telling you how I'm feeling.
But if I
it's
say
no longer about you, but it's no longer about you. There's
Right.
nothing left for you to say. There's nothing left for you to say.
I don't know. I guess I just disagree.
It doesn't matter. The it doesn't matter, allegedly, Ashley. It shouldn't have been brought up in the first place. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
It's not-
because
it's
you
not
don't like. Yeah, because you don't like the reason why I'm upset. You don't agree that I should be upset, and it just doesn't feel right.
I don't know. I guess I saw that differently.
Yeah, we can
she
tell.
could have went quietly. Yeah, I'm kind of. I mean, I can tell Sharice, if it was the Shakira show, she would have been much better off. I see that. I know girls like that. It's just, I don't buy it.
Whatever confidential Ashley said,
That's just
whatever
my opinion.
camera, it's not about what's confidential when you bring it to camera or not. It's just about respect. It's like, camera or not, do you have the decency to just be respectful of people's information and not bring it up, to even try to brush something over and make everybody feel like they shouldn't talk about it? But these people don't even know that she's even in that predicament. So you didn't need to bring that over. You didn't need to bring that up. You could have definitely used your own situation if you had something to talk about, how the way you feel about it. You didn't need to bring somebody else into that equation.
I don't know. I'm not getting villain out of Katie on that one. So if I'm gonna be neutral and understanding on both sides, I understand Shakira could feel the way she feels, but on the flip side, homegirl was like, "My bad. That wasn't my intention."
She never.
So I don't see how that.
She never apologized.
She never apologized.
Never apologized.
She said that
she never said my bad. She never said
No,
I'm sorry. She never said nothing.
Yeah, she said there's nothing to apologize for. I wasn't wrong. You were. Her information is her information, not for you to bring up into a situation. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't. That's why
It
I'm
does.
going back and forth with you
Her
now.
information is her information. Jamie, I would never bring your information into this panel and use that as an example of something to be talking about or to avoid, because that is your information.
I get it, but there has been a time, for example, where you've said, I know why you would say that. So we could be talking about something and you'll be like, I know why you would say that because you know my information. But that doesn't make me feel like you told the panel my business.
That's different, because I'm not saying because of Jamie's situation and the way that she's gone through things, we shouldn't talk about that. She put 17 more words into that sentence than me just being like, I see why you would say that. That's a whole different thing than being like, because she has been in this situation, I know Jamie why she would react to that because of her past, and that's relating to what we're talking about right now. That's a lot more words than me just being like, I get why you would say that. 100 different. Am I wrong?
No, I just saw something different. I'm okay with we don't have to agree. I just saw something different and I spoke my piece. That's just how I feel about it. I don't trust Shakira for all that. And she, yes, was dragging
I don't
it down.
trust Shakira either. I think they're both crazy in that sense. But I'm letting you know that what she did wasn't okay. And Shakira was definitely trying to make something out of the situation. Absolutely. But they can both
And then the way she be talking, like, I don't know. Well, if somebody said, and then they did, it's like, girl,
oh, Kadian's place to say anything.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell us how you really feel.
I did. That was very cringe.
Anyone else have anything to say?
Now that smile on your face.
Hello, me or Devin? Oh.
Come on, Devin.
Okay.
Devin about to get out of here. He's like, I came here for peace on the chat panel.
I got a 5 a.m. work.
This is too cayenne for me.
I got to be in the studio at 7:30 a.m. I get it, and I get to LA. But tell us how you feel.
All right. So we now take a look at LJ's journey. LJ chose work over love. He talks about how he has a young daughter and how he has to provide for his family. The women talk about how they are sister wives and they share LJ throughout the week. And Sharice is actually one of the women.
Wednesday.
Terrible.
So, Sharice, which day do you get?
Monday, right? Monday.
Oh, God, I forgot. I've been so engulfed in y'all's conversation. I forgot to show the pictures. Oh, my God. Go ahead. Y'all go ahead.
I have a question for you ladies about him. If he didn't own $1 million business, would y'all think his charisma is as cute as you think it is?
35 million. 35 million
no, that's so.
Contract. Oh, who are you talking about?
Oh,
wait, that's a different picture.
Who said Zoe was cute?
No, that's not what I was talking about. But that's our knight in shining armor right there.
Wait, did you say LJ?
Or LJ?
Yeah.
Who are you talking about? You about to
he says he's a millionaire, right? He's a millionaire.
Who?
Oh, did he? I don't remember him saying that.
Yeah.
LJ.
Yeah, LJ's a millionaire, he said, from his business.
I don't remember him saying that. I know he has a Rolex.
I wonder if all these women, the way that they talk about him and have these connections with him and how our beautiful Sharice has him on Monday and everybody has him on a different day. If he didn't have that money, would we still be considering him to be this prize that
what are
he
you
is?
talking about?
I'm a man.
I'm lost.
Go Suave myself, man. I like LJ. He's a cool character.
LJ's my guy, not about the money.
Smooth operator. That's
There's nothing to do with money. LJ's from the islands. He's fun. He likes to go out. He lives up the street.
I think the fun and going out, like that's kind of gonna get. I don't know. I like that too. I can't really speak to LJ because I haven't been in his space, but just being light, fun, going out, kind of, he was kind of taking care of things. He's like, I'm gonna take you to Mexico. Did it like, yeah, I'm going.
Yeah. Do we need to reword it, Gus?
Yes, thank you, Ty.
Is LJ somebody y'all would smash?
Correct.
No.
There you go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, because he got $1 million. I was getting ready to say, I know somebody that got 10 million. That's going to smash him.
Stop smashing.
Who said he had $1 million?
I don't know. Like, where did y'all hear he had $1 million? I never heard that. I heard he said, no, that was LJ.
LJ sings and he's in tech, but
I never heard them say he had $1 million.
Well,
yeah.
I think LJ is, I can speak for me. On Mondays, it may be like a happy hour. I might go with LJ. Or like, but
I think it's because we've had multiple cast members and we asked them about LJ, and like the second thing they mentioned was LJ's money.
Money.
That's Zoe who had the $32 million.
Nobody ever talked about Zoe on the show. I forgot Zoe existed. until this reunion.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Yeah. Even I was gonna ask about Sean because we didn't see him either.
I don't
Oh,
think
yeah. Sean did. He left and never came back too.
Yeah.
Who is Sean?
Right.
See.
The first guy?
He's the guy that looks like LJ.
Yeah. I thought
He looks like LJ.
Oh my God, I'm
He
lost.
looks like LJ.
Sean?
Was he on the reunion?
No, he didn't
He
make
didn't
the
come to the
reunion.
reunion?
No, he wasn't on the reunion.
Even in the reunion, who's the really beautiful, like 50-year-old woman? We didn't hear one peep from her.
April. Yeah.
He was the first one to leave.
Not one, but she is gorgeous.
She is.
She is. She's my age.
She is.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I didn't hear one thing from her. Unfortunately, I would love to hear what this experience was like for her, even though she got eliminated right away. But
Did you
and
reach
that's
out
another
to
one, too.
Sabrina? Did you reach out to April to be on the show?
Say it again.
Did you reach out to April to be on the show?
I have no idea what her social is, what her, like, literally, like how I found you guys is because someone else had tagged you or posted, and I was like, hey, that's Sharice's, click. Or I'd be like, hey, that's Devin's, click. And then, I'd send you a message, but I'm not going to be like, let me go search April. Let me go search this. Let me go, you know what I mean? So it's like, if it pops up, I'm like, hey, so.
Because we're going to see something that's going to sway us.
The one shot that I did see of her, though, she still looked incredible in whatever she was wearing. She was all like glammed out. But
yeah, she got the secret. She must drink a gallon of water a day.
I mean, she looks freaking in her skin. Oh my God.
she not have these lines. Like, it is just incredible.
I mean, I'm like, girl.
She reminds me of what's her name from Potomac?
Which one?
Dakia?
No.
No, Potomac.
I don't watch
Oh,
that.
wait. Oh, Ready to Love or The Housewife? Sorry.
No, Potomac. Ready to Love Potomac. She reminds me of AP. Yes.
Oh, AP.
Oh. Devin, isn't this the scene when Samson was like, yo, we got like 6 more hours? And you was like, yo.
I don't got no more of this.
My bad, AP.
Don't say that. And I
I've been
think
drinking, that's why I didn't remember.
was great.
Samson was really quiet this whole reunion, right?
He was.
Exactly.
Well, he had a girlfriend. He said he had a girlfriend.
He did say that
during this
There's
reunion.
a lot of eyes and stuff.
Yeah, we saw.
Like, he can't announce it. Like, who?
Right.
Yeah, we saw Sharice's chuckle too when he said it.
There was a chuckle.
Sharice chuckled her ass off too.
There was a chuckling of sorts.
I thought that shit was funny.
I'll reiterate it. I was a Samson stan. I loved Devin first, and then when he left, I said, Samson, you're my new boo. And then I got to know him, and I was like, after like the season progressed, and I was kind of like, what's going on? What's going on? I just kind of got disappointed at the end of it, honestly.
So does Samson really have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
You tell us, Sabrina.
Right, because he said that he did on your show. Remember? Because he wasn't going to ask Jamie out until.
He kept talking about
he did say that.
He's like, I have a situation right now, but if it doesn't work out, I'll hit up Jamie. And I was like, well, I wasn't on that panel, and he's lucky because I would have been like, well, you first got to get past me. So,
Period.
Let's see how that goes.
Who cares?
There you go.
Who cares?
We could definitely tell who Sharice likes and doesn't like.
I mean, but it's like, I really want to come to the reunion after 2 months. Oh, I got married. Suddenly I left the show, and you know what? Okay, whatever.
Wow. I want to go to happy hour with you.
100%. I'm coming to Miami soon. We're hanging out.
I'm coming to Miami.
Oh, please come.
We are coming.
You know what I
I'm
want?
coming to Miami.
I want that audio file from Sharice's mic.
Oh, you know my mic was lit.
Yeah.
You know my mic was lit.
Yo, I know the producers was like, yo, she said that shit.
Give this girl her own show.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
They'd be like, Sharice.
Oh, drama. Oh,
So I did ask the chat just because I said that it seemed like we were finishing up a little bit early. And I said, and I told them if they had any questions to put in the chat. So there were a couple of questions. So my question to you guys is, you know what? I'm not going to even ask. I'm going to just go straight to the chat. So if you guys want to go ahead and add some more questions, I'm going to go ahead and read some questions from here. And if you guys can think of anything, if I get to them, I will definitely read them. So production. Where's the production one? Oh, God. Sorry, guys.
The episode?
It was some about production. I'm
They
sorry.
talk about he has a church girl.
Is that who he's dating?
He said it on your show. He said he was dating someone from his church that he was talking to before the show started back in January. And then once the show ended and he took her off mute when I was on the phone with him. I don't know how she sat through. I don't know how anyone could sit through and watch somebody on a dating show and then be like,
right.
Hold on, Sharice is on the phone. What'd you say, Sharice?
You know what, Sharice? I was like, wow.
So Nichelle Radishitzel, I'm not going to mess it up. I'm sorry if I got your name wrong. I'm sorry, Nichelle. She would like to know, how did Sharice feel hearing Samson had a girlfriend?
I was just like, what? Because he had just asked me out that week, like to go to dinner. And he never mentioned anything about having a girlfriend. He never mentioned anything about a girlfriend that whole week, that whole day.
Wow.
Even getting to the reunion, nothing about a girlfriend, nothing. And then you wait and you come to the reunion like, so I just didn't even know how to react. I was like, maybe he's looking for a reaction. So,
right. So Lungil, I'm sorry if I'm messing your name up, guys. Please ask Sharice, what did Tommy say about Zoe's behavior?
I don't understand the question.
Did Tommy say anything after Zoe had
Did
done
he
that?
check him?
Right. Did he check him? Mm-hmm.
No.
It didn't look like he did. He knew what he was doing.
He said it 3 times.
So nobody said anything?
No.
Ratings.
Yeah, I mean, but they still could have said something, even if it was, you know what I'm saying?
He said hold on a couple of times, no? Just like, hold on, Zoe.
Like,
He didn't really get on him though.
He finally said something, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't man to man him. Like, this is what we're not gonna do. This is not how we treat people.
That's what he said to Mike and Dominica. He said it to them. That's why I was like, I'm so confused right now.
Sharice, did you feel at all like that Samson had somebody else during this whole time? Because when we watched it, it was hard because I was like, we all kind of were like, he just must not be that into her, but he's still putting on.
Mm-hmm.
So did you feel from that sense, like when did you? And I know you were trying to switch your habit, and I would have fell for it too. So trust me, I would have fell for it too. I would have completely been like, yes, Samson, whatever you want.
Yeah,
But like, did you have an
I didn't
inkling?
see him so like everybody else. Like, I didn't think that he was the most attractive guy there at all. That's not what drew me to Samson. It was more so his conversation at first, and he was trying so hard. But then that trying so hard and talking about himself, I started to see through it. It just felt very surface and very planned. All of our conversations, it didn't feel genuine, and it just, started to feel like it was just a test. So I'm glad I trusted my gut, because at this old age of mine, I don't have time to be sucker punched. And I would have been sucker punched if I would have left the show with him. I don't know what we would have did, but I wouldn't have met him at the end of the bridge.
Yeah. So, Devin, when in Rome says, "Can you lift your shirt up?"
Yes,
ma'am.
I haven't been dieting.
I can tell that's going to probably be okay from the looks of it.
I'm going to look at one of his pictures.
Oh.
I'll post one in the chat.
There you go.
Kelsey K says, do y'all think that this show has run its course? And this is for everyone.
Oh,
No.
It has.
yeah, I'm done with
If I
it.
didn't love being on panel and chatting, I probably wouldn't even tune in next season.
Same page. Same page.
It's not giving.
Yeah, I was definitely disappointed
What,
Can I
Devin?
about the whole.
Because people are asking if Tommy said anything. Tommy is the host of the show. Like, I don't know if he was expected to say anything to Zoe. He is the host of the show. So in his defense, it is production, a television show. There is security, there's producers.
There's somebody in his ear probably.
A whole lot of you don't really have a whole lot of control of what people say or what people do. It's not that easy.
I wasn't a fan of Tommy.
Wait, Devin, I want to know your thoughts about the show continuing. You were saying that you don't think you would watch it.
What were you about to say?
No, I just thought it was disappointing, the way that they kind of portrayed it. And I thought we talked about it earlier in the fact of saying that, especially with Oprah backing it, you thought it'd be a little bit more tasteful and a little bit more heartfelt.
Oprah does
but I
not
just felt like it's like
she doesn't. It's not even her network anymore. It's just her name.
No?
Yeah. She's
so. But Will Packer, he usually does a really great job. Like his stuff is usually super on point.
Yeah, it was a little disappointing. I felt like more like you said, like the love and hip hop kind of vibe instead of something that was more, genuine.
Toward the real ideal of love.
This is not going to be like that. It says that was one of the reasons why. I had to convince everybody. All my clients and friends were like, "Why would you want to do something like that? It's going to be negative. They're going to be cussing you out, fighting." But it says it would be none of that. So that was another thing that just kind of makes you like devastated. Like this is really what it's going to be. But I thought you guys were going to remove people if they called you a bitch. Like this is really, excuse my language, but this is really what's happening. And I think that was another problem that Shakira had that really wasn't shown. That's just more drama. But she was ready to get people removed up off of that side, honey. She wasn't playing, but she has television experience. I didn't come on this show with television experience or television knowledge to know that,
Yeah.
I think, I think they're trying their best to work with what they have. And I think a lot of that starts with the guys and their inability to be vulnerable and their inability to have, adult conversations. Like we saw that. Huh?
I think they're picking the guys intentionally that are like that, feels like at this point.
Seems like it.
There's men out there that are ready and willing. Yeah, they're just, it feels like those people would be boring, like my boy Devin right here. They don't want that. They're feeding into the drama. They're not really looking for people who are ready to love. They're trying to find conflict. It's apparent from these last seasons, in my opinion. That's why me and Jamie don't talk about it anymore. We only do it because we love Sabrina and we love talking to you guys.
Facts.
Yeah, I feel you. And I just feel like, the women aren't getting what they deserve. And we've been seeing it since
Honey, they have
Potomac,
made the prize on this show for some reason. I don't know.
They tell it from a man's perspective, for sure.
Yeah.
So it's almost perpetuating the reflection of the dating pool that's not so yummy, which would make us want to dive into a show that makes it look different than what a lot of people are dealing with in real life. Like,
yeah.
Right.
Honey, I hate it. Because, when was the last time, we rarely see a woman has 2 and 3 options and she has to pick and, very rarely. I just don't know.
And the men being excited to show what they have to offer to appease and appeal to a woman.
And not yelling at you and, trying to date you, not date you and beat you up and cuss you out.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, no, that's facts. Because my thing is but like Cherise says, it's from a male's perspective. Because honestly, I don't know who it is, but because even while we're filming, I remember they used to be like, Sabrina, get up, go over there and go talk to Walter with such and such. Like he's over there talking to someone. They're like, get up and go interrupt. I'm like, what? I'm like, you want me to go over there and act thirsty? Is that what you asking me to do? I was like, oh no, we don't do that. I said, you can get somebody else to go do that. I said, but I'm not going to do that. That's why you never see me. And they used to get an attitude with me when I wouldn't go do that. They used to be like, ugh. And like whoever the producer was, you know, would like walk away like with the attitude. And I'm just like, I'm not going to make myself look like I'm that thirsty. If Walter wanted to be over here to sit and talk, and I'm just using Walter as an example, guys. If he wanted to be over here and sit and talk to me, he would be over here talking to me.
Really
and
simple.
if he's talking to her, when he finished talking to her, he'd come over here and talk to me. Like, why I got to, excuse me, can I interrupt? What? Like, how crazy is that? But, you know, at the end of the day, they still have a show that they have to produce. Like, I get it. But don't make, like, what about like a, you know what? Let me just.
It doesn't have to be that type of show. That's the whole point.
It doesn't.
And you know what? It doesn't serve anybody.
I wish it would just, they would let things happen naturally, like more naturally, instead of it's so much production involved. I think that that's what we're missing, the reality of it in real life. Right. You know what I mean? I think we would see more connections. I think if they would take that time that they spend with showing the drama and the negativity and start showing more love and more connections and more, I mean, I think it could be a very, just as successful as Love and Hip Hop, you know what I mean? But just on a whole nother level, like Devin said. You know, like that's what I want to see. That's what me and Cherie said. We was looking for a whole husband, and we got a whole lot of everything else, like fights. And I didn't know that I was gonna have to cuss somebody out and say the B word for the first time on TV on Ready to Love History. Why I had to be the one?
People telling me I got daddy issues. I'm like,
like what? Like, am I really dealing with this situation? I feel like I'm in high school. I'm too old for this.
They know that. And it doesn't really serve men or women for us to present that way. Because at the end of the day, like, we talk about it being from a man's perspective. The women are this, the men are the prize. But, like, where's the oneness of it all? Where's the cohesive flow of it all? Because even if it is told from a man's point of view, the way things panned out, it's not serving them either. They don't look good. They didn't get what they wanted. It's not impressive. A lot of them didn't grow. You know, there's just so many things where it's like nobody wins when the family feuds.
That's good.
It's like he dances around everything. Certain ones, they just don't take accountability for nothing.
Nothing. And it's like media doesn't want me to learn how winning looks like at this point, is what I'm starting to feel.
Well, because when you're healthy, you're
self. Like, exactly. Like, we can't experience the real health and love that's actually happening in this world. Do you really think it needs to be tainted to some negative components for us to be entertained by it? I guarantee you there are still, it may be a smaller audience because not everybody's programmed to how you want us to believe and think and feel about life. But there are people that are more awake and understanding of what, like, reality is, and we want to actually witness like a beautiful situation. You would have an audience.
Ratings.
By the way that it's moving right now, your ratings aren't that high, so you might as well at least give us something real.
Right.
Very true.
So Kiki says, would you guys go on a Ready to Love All Stars if they had one? So
yes.
meaning like all the like, say for instance, you didn't find love on the show, and they're like, we have an all-star, so all of us from each season that did not find love, would you go on an all-stars Ready to Love with all like the people that didn't find love?
I would have to get like a roster.
Say not all.
We have to vet that out. See doing it and just everything. Like I would have to know.
Yeah, I mean, like, what's the purpose? Like, are we going to put on a show, or like we really going to date?
No, going to date. So the whole concept is to find love that you might,
it's like,
you didn't find love
on the wrong season,
right? Because obviously that's working.
If it's really, really to find love, then I might sign up.
Yeah.
But that means you already know who your options are.
That.
No, I would rather know than to be blindsided like that again.
That.
Very
like,
true.
oh, I hope such and such gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be kind of dope.
Devin's not gonna be there, so.
Oh.
You gotta show
I
me the
wasn't
roster
talking
first.
about
Show me the
Devin, but
roster.
okay. Sharice's like, I'm just letting you know that. Okay.
Sharice, I'm going to tell you what I told Ty like a few months ago. You are absolutely ready to love. Your person is on their way. You stay open, you stay positive, you stay present, and I guarantee you he will come in with open arms and you will be more than willing and able to be in that situation. Trust me, it is there. Devin, you too, but girls need to hear a little more.
I appreciate it.
What about me?
I've told you that a million times.
I'm ready to love. It's just not happening. It like I cried a little bit today. I was painting my door. I was like, I just don't understand with the road. I just don't understand why these niggas got to be so.
It's Scorpio season. I'm sorry. I apologize for all the Scorpios out there. It is our time, and you guys have to go through this deep transformation and just cry and feel and move past it, and you're gonna come out the other side so much better.
I have to be menstrual. Like I really was so upset. I was like, what is it? Like I just don't understand like why men have to be men. Like why can't you just be like, you know what? I just want to be with. Well, I love you. I want to be with you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I do not want to give my hoo-ha to no one else but you. You know, like why? Y'all are like, I just want to swing. I want to swing it everywhere I go. I'm swing it over here. I'm going to swing it over there. I'm going to swing it. And now I'm 70 years old and I'm single and I don't know what to do. Who's going to wipe my ass when I get 75? Because I'm going to need some help. It's going to be too late.
Don't worry. He's coming when you least expect it.
Exactly. I know it. I'm being patient.
And trust me,
I'm going to the Home Depot.
I go every day. I go buy paint.
I don't believe the Home Depot no more. I
don't do Home Depot. I go to Lowe's.
I'm sure he probably came already, but he probably wasn't tall enough or cute enough. Or...
Are you wearing something cute and everything?
Something.
Are you
notice
you, or are you just distracted?
No, I'm definitely not distracted. Distracted by what?
All right, so just be open and ready.
I am. I be like this in Lowe's. I be like,
they think you're selling something.
I be like, this is nice. Really nice.
It matches the handle on my door.
Right. But Ty's right, because then he'll be like 5'5", and I'll be like, I'm like, you so
what if he was 5'5" and he was really nice and he was really good to you and just like
he was okay down there.
Willing to wipe your ass at 75.
Everything long and fat.
But now in 75,
he can be 5'5" and that. I'm good. You can do it.
Your guys be having them.
So my thing is I want to like come home and every time I see my man, I want to feel like I want to ravish him. And I like, oh, that's my man right there. Look at him standing there looking all dirty because he just cut grass. I'm about to jump on him.
You need to
like,
be
that's, like that's what I want. I don't want to be like
lumberjack.
I don't want to be like, come here, Craig. Come here. Put your heels, put your stacks on. So no, I don't want to be like, oh, he's so cute. Like I don't want. I'm 6'2". When I put heels on, I'm 6'2". Why would I want to be with a man that's 5'5"? Dora's like 5'6". You know what I'm saying? And she only 9, and that's my daughter. She's already up here. I don't want my man to be up to there too. Like, you know, like I want to be next to my man, and I want to feel like I'm next to a man.
Well, maybe the feeling is different than you're expecting. Maybe the feelings.
That's good.
What?
Maybe the feeling is different than you expected. The feeling is going to come from a different place. You're expecting that feeling to come from a very specific place, but what you're asking to feel, but it can still come. You just have to be open to that feeling. You just got to be open to it coming from somewhere unseen, unknown.
I mean, I get it. I'm open, but I'm not gonna settle. I'm not gonna settle, and honestly, I'm not dating with like. I'm just to the point where I know what I want. I know what I don't want. And if I can't get what I want 100%, I don't want it, because I literally dated people that didn't have everything that I wanted. And I gave them a chance and they screwed it up too. I dated the 5'5" guy. He screwed it up. I dated the guy that was 600 pounds. You know what I'm saying? I dated
600. Where did y'all go?
I'm just okay. He wasn't 6, but he was a large guy. You know what I'm saying? So like I did that, and it's still like it doesn't matter. Like I don't know what it is about if I could ever be a man and have a penis, I just want to have an orgasm so I can see exactly why they do the things that they do. And why is it so like you guys have to like? I remember.
I'm a full man, and I still don't understand the way things that they do. Like, so it's unseen, unknown. That's why I'm saying open up your mind to what. I mean, that's all I can say is because look, I'm 41 in November. We're almost in November, and at this point, I know what I want, just like you, and I don't want anything less than that. I do understand that the way that I'm going to receive nothing less than that, knowing what I want, could come in a different form that I expected, if that makes sense. So that's all I get
it. They can come. He can come in any form. Like but he needs to come into the form that I be praying for. Like it's just what it is. I'm just not gonna let me tell y'all something. So I am dating. Like I might go on a date, and I just went out with someone. Let me just say this. And one of the things that I asked for is I need a man that has good hygiene. I went on my date, and the first red flag was when he was like, Sabrina, his breath. He had halitosis. It was like boom, 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 boom. I was like, oh. Like it was horrible. And I had to spend the whole time with him, and I just was like, oh my God.
No, you should have called me on FaceTime, pretended I was your boyfriend, and been like, I was cheating my college, and I would be like, baby, you better get your ass down.
This is my daughter. I almost could have married him, but he 53 years old. If you don't know your breath stink and you 53 years old, something is wrong. Something is wrong. If you walk around and you got your scrotums is smelling oniony and you don't know, it's a problem. And you 40, 50 years old. It's
I don't know why men don't have the audacity to be cleanly and have good hygiene sometimes. I don't
that tartar been there. The tartar has been built it up. You know that tartar's been there for over a year. You can't come on, man.
That's terrible.
Just imagine what it's like down there. Mushrooms are growing and how kind of forest down there is happening. It is not just
stop. Stop it.
And then I'll find the man that's like everything is perfect. He's perfect. He got the thing. And then he don't know how to keep the thing to himself. He give it away to everybody. And I'm just like, but you so perfect. I'm sorry, y'all. How did this? I'm sorry.
I blame Scorpio season.
You're welcome.
Gosh. Can I just go off on a tangent?
Needed.
Good, Sabrina.
Let that death, transformation, rebirth get all up in your skin, girl.
You did.
So let's go around the room real quick. And I was going to do this on my dating thing, but I want to do it here. So I want you guys to tell me what you look for when you're looking for a mate. What do you look for when you're looking for a mate? Jamie, go.
I do like the hygiene, so that's amazing.
That's fine too.
I look for somebody who has a kindness about them and who is good and who was good before they met me. Because I feel like in my past, I've kind of run into a lot of guys who perform because they meet me, I speak a certain way, and they put on a persona. So I look for clues that somebody was good before they met me. I love a nice smile. I love good conversation. I love laughing, somebody who's funny, and that I can kick it with because I love to kick it. So those are some of my top things: the hygiene, the kicking it, the smile, being cool, being a good person, genuine, that type of stuff.
Yeah. What about you, Gus?
Hygiene for sure. If you're not aware of, to me, hygiene is a representation of your self-awareness. right? And I don't mean like you need to be a narcissist that you're just like so concerned with how you look, because I'm not into men that are overly aware and like trying to be so prepared and done. I like men that are men, but still are able to like be in tune with their like feminine aspect of like knowing that hygiene is good, you know, wash your butt really well. But also someone who's emotionally intelligent and aware and conscious, and I can have deep conversations with, because innately who I am is a man that's going to continue to grow, and I'm going to have the highest standard for myself without the pressure of it, but just innately knowing that that's what I will evolve into. So somebody that can keep continuing that path with me, where it can be easy conversation, where we can just put each other in check in a good, healthy kind of way. You know what I mean by that? Like we have the same intention, just to be the best versions of ourselves together, enjoy it, funny. I can still be my sarcastic self, because Devin talks about this whole journey of peace. And I was there, but I didn't understand how to be like this love and zen, but still embody like the sass and the humor and the cynicalness that I am and I've learned through this lifetime. So somebody that can just kind of embrace all of me, but knowing that we all have the best intention at hand. And I want to feel at home. When I see him, when I feel him, I want him to put his arms around me and I can go to sleep. And I'm like, I am home. So those are things that I look for.
I like that, home.
Ty?
Oh man, so for me, I think confidence is a big thing. You know, not only confidence in herself, but confidence in us, because I feel like having that sense of security will help us. I like someone who has lived, but also someone who has healed. You know, and by healing, I mean like you've put in the work, like you've dug deep down within yourself and you understand who you are, where you come from, why you are the way you are, and you understand what your boundaries are. And you're able to express what your boundaries are while allowing me to express what my boundaries are and not taking that to heart. And then also, you know, someone that I could share my vulnerabilities with, and then I could use that, you know, as weapons against me. You know what I mean? Because that's important. And then plus, you know, being pleasing to the eye helps, but you know, that just gets me there. The substance keeps me there.
Right.
You know, so
absolutely.
I would definitely just start right there.
Yeah. Devin?
You guys embodied a lot of the ones that I've had, you know.
That's how I feel.
Being vulnerable, hygiene. I think one thing that I haven't heard yet is ambitious. Kind of a go-getter, someone who wants to actually have their own career and their own path in life and, you know, kind of build an empire. I got a lot going on in my life, you know, a lot of things that keep my time pretty occupied. So I don't want someone who's always kind of trying to pull from that, but rather help me build. And I like fashion, you know, fashionable is also like one of the things that I haven't heard before that I think is, it makes things kind of sexy and desirable. And then that's also a big one as well, as I think passionate, you know, a person who's genuinely passionate about life, about their partner, about children, about their family. A lot of people go through life just kind of mediocre living and in this mellow tone. And I want someone who's just purely all in and infatuated with me as well as me with them.
Yes.
Cool. Yep, 100%.
Yes. Sharice?
What was the question again? What kind of
why do you love me?
Wow. Well, wow.
Wow. Well, I think you guys covered a lot of them. You know, someone who's confident and obviously someone who's honest. And someone who is emotionally available as well. You know, someone that I feel comfortable to express myself and he can express himself. But also someone that I can love, you know, not just who can love me, but what I can give to this person. You know, we'll love someone that we can kind of just, you know, share that same kind of energy with one another, reciprocate it naturally.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
we all deserve it. We all will get it. Let's keep holding that attention for all of us, for sure.
Absolutely.
Did you answer, Sabrina?
I mean, I felt like I kind of went on a rant for the last 45
We'll take the
seconds.
rant.
You guys don't want to keep hearing from me. No, honestly, like I just want someone to, because when I date someone, I give 150%. I just really would love to meet someone that just gives me the same. You know what I mean? I feel like the person that I would love to date just has to be on my level. Like I'm not in the position mentally, spiritually, emotionally to try to, free girls. Let me hold on guys, because I need to moderate this in the chat. Wow. I'm just not in the place where I'm trying to save no hoes. I'm not saving no more hoes. And I'm not trying to build a man. Like I don't want to build a man. I want someone that's coming to me just as stable as I am. And I'm not saying after we get together, if he falls, I'm not going to be there to help him up. I'm not saying that. I'm just not trying to be with anyone that, because I've done that too. And now, I've been placed in situations because I was that save a hoe. Like I'm like, oh, I love him. Let me just be there for him. And it put me in a bad situation, even to this day. So I'm just not there. I just want someone also too that's romantic. Like, don't forget about the romantic part. When we're 70 years old, I want you to be like, hey, baby, I went and made us a picnic and I'm going to drive you to Virginia Beach and we going to put a blanket on the pier and catch some crabs and eat some sandwiches, baby. And I'm going to be like, oh my God, I've been waiting for this date. You know what I mean? Like, and I really just don't ask for much. And I definitely want someone that I'm physically attracted to. Because like I said, I want to have that spark. I want to have that feeling. I want to feel like, my man is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Like, I don't need to look at no other man because my baby is fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, he fine too, but my baby fine. You know what I mean? And then that's just, what it is. I want someone that's loyal, sincere, honest, ambitious. I mean, pretty much all the stuff that you guys said, and on top of the stuff that I just want to add to it. But, it's just, it is what it is. I just feel like in my heart, I will wait for my guy forever. And until my last breath, if I don't meet him, then it just wasn't meant for me to meet him, in this life. And, as long as I have my daughter, like, I'm good.
Oh, you're going to meet him in this life. Stop.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if I don't, I'm not going to get a fill-in. Like, I'm not going to put somebody in the position just to say, if the position is filled.
100%.
Exactly. No, I'd rather be by myself. Hence why I chose myself and my daughter at the end of my season. But shout out to Jay. Thanks for always bringing amazing panels, Sabrina. Thank you so much for the super chat. You are so amazing. Thank you so much. Does anyone have anything else to say? I love that we can talk about. Yeah. Yes.
I just had to say, I believe what you were saying about the sugar daddy comment.
Hold on, what happened? Did we miss something? Do I need to go back? Let me get my pictures.
Damn.
As I just went to use the restroom, I remembered, I was like, I have to say that.
Oh, say it.
Just about Sharice talking about Katie and talking about sugar daddy. There's something in my spirit that believes it.
Yeah,
Well,
I felt like she was agreeing, but I felt like she was trying to say, I never said the word sugar daddy.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
And that's what she was fighting. Yeah.
So, like, just admit it. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, just own up to it at least. But, like, I don't know.
Right.
Especially after doing this panel with Sharice and watching it last week, I just don't think that you're for the shits. So I think that you said it. It's probably something that happened.
Her
and
response
especially
was,
if Sampson agreed to it, he is a politician.
She did tell me
he
that.
will not lie. So if he's saying that you said it, just saying.
Yeah. I felt like she was just fighting the fact that she didn't say sugar daddy.
Right.
Like, because her response was, I don't even talk like that. But her response wasn't, that didn't happen. Or we didn't have that conversation. Do you know what I mean?
I can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait.
Oh, That was some bull.
But y'all two seem like you could be friends.
Right. If you could get
Y'all
past
Yeah, like y'all seem like y'all really want
We
to.
were
Yeah,
friends.
y'all seem like you could be
We were
friends.
friends. We were.
Sorry.
I feel like that y'all
I
should.
thought we were. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was my fake friend, remember?
Yeah, she sure did. She said it very clearly.
She was like, "What? My sugar daddy, my family's here. What do you do?" Right.
From Justice. Either.
Right. That's what it felt like.
Because Samson at that time, I don't know, did y'all hear Samson when he was like, yup, I remember because Sharice told me about it. Like you hear him mumble it under his breath and they showed it on the scene.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, Jay, she didn't want her man to know. That's all it was.
Yeah.
But
I
if
think
she got-
Swayze did have his head down at the time too, right? Because they showed Swayze in a cutaway. And
But
he wasn't looking.
the type of material Swayze puts out there, I'm not saying that he has a sugar mama or a daddy or anything like that, but it's kind of the equivalent of it, if that makes sense. Like, you know, he's very body conscious and forward and free in his sexualness, and that's making
like he
him
is a 45-year-old woman paying his bills, is what you're saying.
Professional.
I'm just saying, like, it's the same kind of thing. There's nothing wrong with it. It seems to be like kind of maybe a, you know, make your money how you can make your money. Get your money if you can. Do your thing.
The math ain't mathin'. That's what this looks like.
Right. Sharice like, well, I know that's what she was like, when did I call you? When did I call? I did not call you.
I'm not talking smack either. Trust me.
Phone calls.
If you look on my Instagram and I go to my search thing, most of the searches are going to be from people like Swayze, if that makes sense, where you can just see their bulge and their muscles. It just is what it is. So, but I take accountability for that. I mean, it's, and so if you know, you hear what I'm trying to say?
I can't wait for y'all to see next week. I can't wait to see next week.
I can't wait to see it either.
On that note, I probably should go. I got to wake up super early.
Were y'all
I didn't
disappointed?
get a chance to do anything, but it's all right.
Sharice and Devin, were y'all disappointed about something that they didn't show that happened at the reunion for part 1? Or do you feel like they're going to show it in part 2? Because there were some things last season where they were like, no, we should have seen more of them. Like, I don't know, for example,
You mean at the
we should have seen more of them cussing out Takia, you know?
Oh.
Something like that.
I mean, I
nothing that comes to mind on my end.
Of it.
All right.
Sharice, someone, Nichelle wants to know if Samson apologized for that confessional.
Good.
I'm not sure exactly which confessional. Do you know?
I know.
Which
one?
Is that part 2?
No, when she was gone and he was like, what? God, the exact words I don't remember.
They got to have y'all up, but I think y'all might be in part 2, right? If they're going to go by the...
Yeah,
well, you know what the timeline is all over the place.
It is, because honestly, that fight, I don't even know why they're even showing that now. That didn't happen to the end of me and Katie.
Interesting.
Oh, you know what? Randall said something about that too, that they showed that situation and that on episode 1, I mean, part 1, when he said that happened towards the end. So they definitely moved some stuff around.
Yeah, because they didn't get there till late. Then the hurricane came in.
Ooh. Oh, that's when Ian was going on? That's when Ian came through?
Yes, yes, pretty much.
No, she's that's not right.
No?
They did come through ready to fight.
No, she's saying that Swayze and Katie and her, I don't know her name, showed up late to the actual filming of that day.
Oh.
They showed up like, we were supposed to be there at 9 a.m. They showed up around like 2 p.m.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
that's why I was pretty tight about that, because that was a long time to wait around. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, so we got to do it. We got to do it. What?
What's up, y'all?
What
Hi,
up,
Jay.
Jay?
What up, though? How y'all doing, man?
Good.
Good.
We're gonna
My
leave
favorite
that.
part of
He's
this
gotta
reunion.
go early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say it
I
again.
just I could hear Swayze say, "I ain't here for that sucker shit." I can hear him say that like 30 times, man. I'd be happy.
That's my
Right.
favorite part too.
Oh, Goosey leaving?
Yeah, I gotta go, y'all. I'm sorry. I got
I guess.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah.
LA
Yeah.
at 7 a.m.
Nice to meet you. Thank
All
you.
right.
Sharice, I'm gonna hit you up when I come to Miami. We're gonna hang out. I like you.
Yes, you better. I would
I'll
love
be out
to.
there soon. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Evan, it's a pleasure.
I'll follow you.
Guys, pleasure.
I'll get you
All
too.
right.
And then Jay, sorry we didn't get to talk to you earlier, but it's good to see you again for a second.
Mhm.
Good to see you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
But Jay, they asked him, and he was like, "I don't know." He said something. I said something. He said something. I said
I
something.
just
back.
like the energy. I just like the energy, man. Like my man, he's like, "Look, what you're not gonna do is disrespect me."
Right.
Oh,
My man was like, I ain't about to mess up this jacket though, so let me go ahead.
Right.
I'm
And
gonna
get
give you
out
a
of
head
it.
start.
But it
Yeah.
was also like, I don't know if you disrespected me, but I'm gonna take my jacket off just
Just
in
in
case.
Exactly. Just in case you did.
Just in
Yeah.
case. You up here
Who
using
put
all
these
these big
hands on me?
words.
Then I'm gonna ask, what he say? What he say?
Yeah.
Right.
So before we go, and now that you're on, Jay, can you let us know what you look for in a mate when wanting to be in a relationship? And then we can start wrapping it up.
My signal going out.
Ah,
Man, look, communication is key to me. Sharice said I'm out on that one.
yeah. Well, no, we've all answered. We just answered it. So
Yeah, like communication at this age, man. How do we communicate? You know what I mean? Like, can we? Of
that's
course,
huge.
you want all the physical stuff, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, at this last few years, the physical isn't as high as the communication is. Like, your emotional intelligence is a beautiful and sexy thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then all the other stuff is, of course, you got to have somebody to look at and all that stuff. But when we get in arguments, how do we deal with that?
Yeah.
Is it cussing and fighting? Or we like, okay, this is my friend, not a foe? Yeah, I think that also comes with a lot of trust, but communication is key.
Right. All right, guys. I'm so sorry. We gotta get ready to go. Jay, you came in so late, but we
I know.
Wrap it up. Yeah, but I mean, I love to see your face. You my brother, so I love to see your face if it's for a minute. Shout out to everybody that was in the chat tonight. I appreciate it. Do not forget to hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed our show. Hit the thumbs up if you actually stayed with us this entire time. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I would so greatly appreciate it if you do. We got some more amazing content coming your way. Do not forget to subscribe to all the other panelists as well. And also, too, let's go around the room. I don't think we did this. No, did we do this the last time? I don't know. But let's go ahead and go around the room. So I don't think last time we did do it. I think we were caught up in everything. But let everybody know where they can find you on your socials.
Sharice Logan and Logan Skincare and Live in Logan for my YouTube.
We going counterclockwise or clockwise?
Well, we can. Yeah, at this point. Yeah. Go ahead, Devin.
Just ladies first.
The guests.
Devin Dugan, and it's at DevDuke24 on IG.
And Jamie?
Jamie Alexander, just the way it's spelled right here on Instagram and YouTube.
And Tyrone?
Mine's easy. It's Ty Wilson 21 everywhere. So come find me.
And Shay Brad?
That's right. That's right there.
It's right. It's down there.
It's right.
It's right here.
How to do the Vanna White? There you go.
So I just want to also say too, guys, the flyer is not correct. I did have to reschedule. I'm gonna be out of town just for the night, but on Wednesday at 8 p.m., I will have Sharice on the missing link. So if you guys want to find out more about Sharice, way beyond Ready to Love, because you guys know she is much bigger than the show. Find out about her being an esthetician, how she got started, what she does, etc. And if you guys are interested definitely in being an esthetician, you definitely want to watch this, or even just starting your own business. It's very, very important that we start and have our own businesses and we create a legacy for our children. But other than that, I appreciate everyone. I don't have anything else to say. You guys want to say anything before we go?
Yo, what do we call this wig tonight?
Thank you.
What's this wig?
What's this? What? Oh, this
What's
is
the wig?
this is Vanna White.